Nate Barron. We got Nate Barron back with us. It's been a couple weeks, hasn't it,
It's
actually?
been a while. Yeah, it's been a while,
Been a few months, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. But, it's like I said, Steven Tyler back in the saddle again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they, So, you have recently told me you got a new job.
Yeah. Like something I'm really excited about. Something like that's going to totally go with what I've been working for in my area for the past, 3 years with producing and running shows and stuff. Conveniently, they're building a brewery across the street from me, from my apartment that I just moved into. It's called Slaughterhouse Brewery, and they have one in Auburn, Illinois. Went to high school with the guy's younger sister that owns it. Anyway, kind of reached out, Zoom meeting. Then we had a in-person meeting. So yeah, they hired me on for pretty much event coordinator, manager, bartender. It's going to be kind of similar, I believe, to Blueberry Hill, like the Duck Room, because they're going to have a venue like that set up perfectly for comedy.
So, what, that'd be like a upstairs and downstairs stage?
They're going to have a downstairs venue. It's
okay.
Kind of like I said, like the Duck Room at Blueberry Hill. I don't know if you've ever been, or it's just like, but
yeah, I've been cooked out once.
But it's going to be just very similar like that, with a lot of emphasis on just live entertainment, and they all know me with comedy and everything, so we're coming with that definitely.
Yeah, have you talked to them about putting on shows?
Oh, it's art. That's art. They've already brought it up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, this is one of those things like the guys who own the building I went to high school with, who are my landlords. They presented the idea of a venue, co-running it a couple years ago, and now it kind of, I guess, shift over into like a brewery type. So fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things where it seems like
something that was, somebody said it a while ago, and it's now,
Well, it's one of those things like, doing stand-up and then producing shows at the same time. You find yourself kind of becoming an event organizer and, like, being able to take that, parlay it into other avenues or facets of live entertainment or entertainment in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, my area, it's the open market, open field. It's Wild Wild West with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's how the show I did out in Indiana this past weekend was. Is out there, and it's this little town, and a decent little sized town and everything. It's
what were you close to in Indiana?
I don't know.
Like Indianapolis?
It's like an hour away.
Okay.
But I think it was called Edwardsville or Evansville or something like that. But it was like there was a lot of shit going on. There was a big graduation going on at like an event center that they had down there. They had a little river, a little waterfront section with bars, and so there was it didn't seem like you couldn't find any like nightlife entertainment at the bar. There was nothing like it really didn't seem like they had much going on as far as that. So if you put something on, people were gonna come.
Right. That's why I've always thought about, like, with Cape Girardeau, like, I figured, like, that's like an open market down there, like with the college crowd and everything. But there's also other variables that make it more difficult than what you think, I guess. But, like, yeah, it's just certain things, because my thought process was, in my area, it's only an hour south. Streaming is huge. Everyone's watching stand up, even if they're not going to watch it live, they're watching it at home. So if I bring it, I can easily book. The talent is just, there's a myriad of talent in St. Louis to book, so just bring them down there, and people want to come out to laugh. And
yeah, Radcliffe actually just brought me a great idea on something he was interested in wanting to try to put together that has to do with basically everything that St. Louis has to offer with comedy and bringing it into one spot. Have you ever seen All Things Comedy?
The YouTube page?
Yeah.
Or like Bill Burr's thing? Yeah, I see, like a conglomerate of all.
We're wanting to do
kind of like a National Lampoon's where they co-opt and like to different branches and different facets of the entertainment and comedy. That's cool.
We want to get something like that called basically like, I don't know what he wants to call it. It's his idea. He can call it what, let's say St. Louis comedy. I know there's probably a million of those, but let's say it's something like that. But basically where we have the St. Louis podcasters, the people that are putting out shows, the people that have the cartoon, the Smoke Dog shit, getting the Black Pack, getting them involved, getting every one of these producers. We got Jeremy, the guy that's over there at Big Daddy's, that's putting on
everyone
shit.
just helping and feeding each other
And bringing it in, trying to get the STL sketch group,
sketch, just everything,
and bringing it in one and having it.
STL Live. Well, he's already affiliated with STL Live, Mike is. So
that's what I'm saying. But having them, getting them incorporated with it too, and then having a weekly show, basically that brings and announces all the shows, all the mics, all the things.
Well, you were talking about what you wanted to do, and I'm like, this what you want to do would be perfect for down where in my area. If you wanted to do like a monthly, bi-monthly,
I want to do a monthly show, but I really want to hit that area of like Manchester, Chesterfield, Harris Mills Road, that area. Found a really nice place that's got
Wildwood.
that would seat 90 during COVID. So after COVID, it'll probably fit 150 or more. It's got 2 bars, and one of the bars, got a green room.
Skyview? That's
Sky Music Lounge.
Okay,
I used to bartend there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I could rent that out for, I think he said, I can't remember, I think he said $350.
What about their amphitheater? Don't they have an amphitheater out there or something? Chesterfield Amphitheater?
They do have something new that Nikki Glacier's performing at.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a facility. But there is another one that they have out there that
There's
they do
one
shows.
that would you Shane Presley does his music showcase. Shoot.
Yeah. They do like all different kinds
Naked. It's a place called Naked, I believe.
I really want to put on a big like end of the summer party here, like with the company I'm working with, because they're all so cool. I want to put on a party and do like a show case here.
Well, that's
build
what's
a
cool.
Stage over there on my wall.
Right. That's what's cool about like the brewery they're building. I mean, they're having room, for private events. So, for all corporate, all that stuff. So that's gonna be hit up with the
Yeah.
And then also like kind of what you just saying, the venue, the open venue downstairs, about 350. I think it'll be fitting. So it's ideal for a comedy room. Low ceiling, it's just like a cave. It's like it's gonna have. I feel it's gonna have like that old cool like jazz lounge kind of way that that's that comedy kind of started it in.
The Sky Music Lounge doesn't have low ceilings, but what they do have, which still does the same, is this huge dome, cathedral style ceiling, which like a vaulted. So it does
the acoustics also. The acoustics
are really good.
Like the Fox.
Yeah, similar, but definitely not.
Right.
Yeah.
The same theory.
But what I really like about the place is they have the main bar where there's a stage and then there's a bar over here, but they also have a smaller bar in this back section. So when people are performing, I can have that bar shut down and the one in the back open.
Now,
and there's a green room where comedians can hang out, and I keep them the fuck out of the way.
That's cool.
And if they want to be out to watch the show, they need to be there sitting down and shutting the fuck up. I don't want to see.
Or sit in the back. Stand in the back.
I don't want to see. No, I don't want to see them talking and giggling and.
No, I want to listen. I'm quick to tell someone like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to hear the set." And not trying to be rude, but I'm going to listen to the set. Because as a comic, we're standing in the back wall a lot of times watching and stuff, and someone wants to start gabbing it up. I'm like, "Hey, man, hold on, I want to hear this."
My first time at that place this weekend at the Indiana, they. Dude was getting on, and he was going up before me, so I was already getting a little, anxious because I knew I was coming up after him. And this lady was a little drunk, and I guess she was going to be leaving, but she had to go and talk to every single person. And they're all being loud, and the dude just stopped talking for like 30, 40 seconds. And I finally was like, yo, respect the fucking mic. Like all the open micers that were there were like,
that's a really strong trick. Is because you remember when teachers would do that, they would just go silent, and the whole room would eventually. I've done that a couple times at shows.
It wasn't doing nothing for her because then I got up because I came up next. She's still doing it.
If it's one person, then usually I'm talking like a group, and you just like they notice you're not talking. But usually one person. Now that's fun because she's ignoring you. You can kind of bust balls, not be mean.
Oh, I got mean at the end.
Yeah, I've seen you
because she came up. He still did it. She was still talking, and then I came up, and as soon as I came up, I did my little introduction. And the lady's still talking. I was like, Jesus Christ, this bitch has been talking for the past 2 sets. Tell everyone goodbye and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like,
You are fun when you are fun when you go after people. I always like saying, I love hearing you talk because it makes you when you shut up, it's so orgasmic.
but she eventually caught it because I said something like, that bitch is just like my mama. And she looked over at me. I was like, yeah, you. Go. And I finally had to break my straight face. I was like, I'm not that fucking mean. Come on. But dude, get the fuck out. Like, get the fuck out.
One of the things I said similar is like, I wish I still had my DUI blower in my car, so you can either go blow that or blow me. Either way, you would shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but she eventually left, and it was a good weekend.
That's cool. That's cool. You got to fucking branch out and really.
Yeah, I got a good solid 20-minute video. So
really,
yeah,
nice. Congrats.
So
cool.
I'm able
good
to
stuff. Pipe.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna use that one. I won't use that to send to a booker just because. But it's good enough
You
for
could
me.
chop up and for like different sets, and like.
Yeah, I
sure do
definitely
that.
could, but I don't know. I feel
like a
promo,
like a reel.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah, when I saw that you were doing that, I was like, oh, good for him.
I
man.
just reached out this morning to owner of Bobby's, trying to work. I'm trying to get that back together. Now that everything's opening back up,
I bet he'll be down.
I hope so.
Because like you said, I mean, you were on good standing. I mean, you guys, everything was chill as fuck. It just world just shut down.
Yeah, so hopefully that will work out. But I don't think I'm gonna take on doing it a weekly like I was planning on.
It's a rough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do bi-weekly or monthly.
A monthly showcase is probably that's in my area. Mic wouldn't work, a weekly mic, unless it'd be a mixed mic.
Yeah,
but like so that's why I've always just done showcases down there. It's just one, it's more of an event. It's still the novelty. I don't jam it like every month. It's usually 2-3 months because I want the novelty. I don't want the novelty to wear off and everything. But it helps that like I'm building I've built a base of people like maybe not this group of people won't come to the show, but they'll come to the next one and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've built the reputation of putting on quality shows.
You just need to get their emails so you have an email list. So
for them 100%. That's my next step with stuff is the email list.
Get you
because that was my next step before like quarantine started to get
Go
going.
Monkey or something like that. It's one of those websites that will do it. Like you just get them to put their email in and then it registers them, and whenever you need to make an announcement.
I was just talking about that with the new establishment. Just email list. Because. What are the stats? It's like 42% chance someone's going to come in a second time, 40% chance they come third, and then a 74% chance they come in the fourth time. So you're competing to get that person in the restaurant or wherever the fourth time.
Yeah. My old lady's up there gangster, right?
We're competing for people's time.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing is like, I'm trying to convince this because how many bands invites have you ignored or didn't notice or whatever? I mean, I would love to go to all my friends' bands' invites.
Oh yeah. No, I can't. I didn't go to. I wasn't. There's plenty of time. I flew all the way in from Virginia to see my friend's band. That's enough.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've done.
But I've put in the work. They got to come to one of my shows because Antonio still ain't been to one of my shows. I've been to how many of yours, bro? I put your kid on my shoulder so he could see you. And that's in one of your music videos, bitch. No, but he's busy, man. He's between his solo rap and then his rock band and then his rap group that he used to have that I don't know what's going on with that.
Let's see who you just had on the last podcast. So
yeah, he's big. He's a big deal in the music scene in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And the only other band in St. Louis that's as big as the Discrepancies is the Urge.
Yeah.
And the Urge is bigger than they are by all means.
Like you got two.
But who else has done?
Yeah, Stir
Warped
maybe.
Tour. Who else from St. Louis?
Story of the Year maybe.
Story of the Year. Yeah. But
Maybe 330 had a little run, but no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the Driftaways. St. Louis kind of reggae band.
I like Common Jones.
Yeah, I like Common. Yeah,
these guys. That's like Antonio.
Oh, is it?
I know Common Jones because of them. Like Antonio just did a show with I think them and the Midwest Avengers.
I like Midwest Avengers a lot too.
So all of them guys But yeah, Antonio is the one that's putting on a lot of these shows that you're seeing. Midwest Avengers, I believe, do their own productions. But usually, if you're seeing a rap show at Pops and it's actually good and not just a bunch of random noise that you're hearing, it's because Antonio put the show together.
It's nice, yeah. That's first and foremost with every one of my shows. It's quality.
Yeah, Antonio won't let Pops book the talent anymore. He books the talent.
I mean, good. I mean, I love Pops, but I do and I don't. It's like I'll go to Pops if one of my bands is there, but I'd rather not see my band there but at the same time, it's Pops.
Yeah, I like Pops just because anytime I go there, it's because it's one of my friends' bands, and I just get to hang out in the back of the green room, and I feel special.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I feel so cool sitting in the back of the room.
Yeah. Just one of those guys rolling blunts for the band.
I'm usually one of the guys that's like gets the mosh pit started.
Are you that guy?
Yeah, and then I'll just dip out. I'll start it.
Wait,
and I'll start pushing people.
How
and
hard
get out
are
the way.
they? Aren't they? How hard are they?
Discrepancies?
Yeah.
You haven't ever heard of them?
Are they like Ultraman?
Huh?
Are they like Ultraman? Like punk? Are they? What are they? More like hardcore punk? I thought they were more like kind of the ska punkish.
Oh no.
Are we talking like metal?
Yeah, much more closer to metal.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it right over there.
Yep.
Listen to
Please, hit me to it, man. I was listening to metal all the way up here. I've been on big metal kick, Baroness and Red Fang. In fact, I bought the ultimate metal album today. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Fucking love this album. Yeah, I can do my Spotify. Yeah, I do appreciate the record players though, man.
Yeah, the phone will might make the fucking interfere sometimes.
I get you.
But I got this little thing for free, and it does all right.
What is it, a Victrola?
Just a cheap little fucking. I don't even know what the Crosley. I don't know. Some cheap.
Yeah, but those are things you usually kind of hook up like speakers and stuff to.
Yeah,
like I was looking at your speakers over there.
Bluetooth and shit.
Dig that vinyl. I wonder how much that cost. Like that vinyl, the custom made. I was kind of curious about that recently. Who's their percussionist, do you know?
This album, it was Fat Beat Steve. They have a new kid that's badass too.
My buddy Gabe Ursery, he's big in the St. Louis scene. He plays with like Ultraman and a bunch of big punk bands. He opened for Descendants with Ultraman.
Yeah, I think their best drummer they have is Fat Beat Steve. But I haven't really got to check out this new guy they got because Fat Beats gave it up.
Cool artwork.
But yeah, they take the rap game and then mix it with the metal shit, and they've done it so long they're making it work. That's from, I forget that guy's someone that's from some famous punk rock screamo band.
Looks like from Autumn to Ashes. It's kind of like Get Dead. A little bit.
Yeah, you can do it a long time.
That's become my new favorite, Get Dead.
How long have they been doing it?
They've been on the Fat Records for a couple years now, but like they kind of fuse this like hip hop with this like hard punk, and it's just zero. I mean, you can tell these guys like you guys did cocaine before you got on stage.
Yeah, they mix up a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, Fat Records it's one of the few record labels now still that like if I see whatever band's released on, I'm gonna check it out because you remember back in the day if it was a particular record label, you were gonna just fucking it didn't matter like Hellcat, like with Rancid, you were gonna check out whatever band it was or Mojo Records if it was gonna be Goldfinger, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, or Epitaph, all that stuff, yeah. But now, yeah, Fat Records is really the only ones I really kind of keep up with. But their Mad Caddies, the new Mad Caddies albums is sick. Did like a whole album of covers.
Mad Caddies, wow.
Yeah, they're still doing the ska stuff.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know how many mixtures you can put with that one ska tone. Doot, doot, doot.
Man, I'll tell you what, the like Streetlight Manifesto, like
they're one of my favorites.
I've seen them twice. They're one of the best bands. I mean, it's even hard to call them a ska band, but they obviously because they came from Catch 22, very talk haze, very ska heavy influence in punk. But I mean,
ska is just that they have a horns band, a horn section.
Well, that and also it's the drum instead of on your 3 and the 4, it's hitting on the 1 and the 2 and the 4, it's hitting on the 1 and the 3. It's the offbeats that they're going in, and then from that reggae was kind of derived off of that a little bit. Yeah, you get into like your two tone, and your two tones kind of ska where there's sometimes like the Agrolites, there's no horns at all. You'll just hear like the organ and just kind of it's like the more traditional kind of Jimmy Cliff and stuff. But yeah, when you got that third wave ska going, that's when we started hearing fusing more like of the horns and.
I'll be glad when some cool bands come back. I haven't seen any good bands coming to St. Louis yet. It's like they're like booking all the cool venues first. And they're like, we'll go to St. Louis and get robbed at another time.
That's right. Last one I went to was David Brothers a year and a half at the Fox, I think.
I've recently gotten really into the Teskey Brothers.
Yeah, Teskey?
Dude. These dudes, those boys, man. That dude's voice and the sound that they're producing, that old school.
Derek. Was his dad? I'm trying to think. That was a member of the Allman Brothers, wasn't it?
No, the Teskey, the Derek Trucks band and the Susan Tedeschi. Tedeschi and Trucks, I believe, are married, and they've got the Derek Trucks band.
And I dig her a lot.
Yeah, she's a bad bitch. Like she's bad. Like she can play, she can sing.
I've been doing a lot of Dead South. I don't know if they're hip to them or not.
You see, Shane did have Devin Allman on recently.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I'm trying to get him to link me up with him.
I've seen Devin Allman play before too. Yeah, dude, man.
That would be like a dream come true if I can get on. If I could sit down with Devin Allman, if I can get him on over here, because my first concert was the Allman Brothers band. My father has an Allman Brothers band tattoo.
I just bought Live at the Fillmore the other day.
Yeah, I've got that one, and in the frame, I've got a bunch of the Allman Brothers.
Oh yeah,
that whole chest over there is filled with vinyl. If it goes missing, I know who took it.
No, you can stand over me and watch me like a security. I just want to see what you got. It's like if I see someone's bookshelf, I'm drawn to it. I want to see what books you got.
We got a lot of stuff upstairs.
I like
too.
John Waters' quote: if you are on a date and you go back to someone's house and you don't see that they have any books or on their bookshelves, don't fuck them.
I've got a few books over there. I do a lot of audio.
You got that? So do I. Yeah. I have that Alan Carr, in fact, on Audible, the Quit Smoking book.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the book that fucking just can do it.
Yeah. You just got to actually read it.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet. I've had it for a year.
Yeah, I read the first thing. So you want to quit smoking? I was like, nah.
Yeah, I've read more than that. Like a couple pages, and it was like, you smoke a cigarette through this. I guess what it's supposed to do is just humiliate you, it's supposed to make you realize how stupid you look, and maybe open your. I don't know. I'm gonna try the hypnotic shit.
Running the Light, the new Sam Talent book. Talk about with Sam Talent, the stand-up comedian.
I know him, but I don't know his book.
Well, he released that Running the Light. It's phenomenal. Doug Stanhope, he was praising Olin Rogan. And the audio book has got Ari Shaffir, Dan Soder, Kyle Kinane, Mark Maron. They're all narrating different chapters.
Really?
It's really cool. Trey Chowder.
Yeah. I was thinking about writing a comedy book about things not to do.
But it's a non-fictional book about this old road dog. I mean, it's interesting, yeah. And like I said, it's got a lot of like critically just it's fair. It's pretty fucking good.
That's what's up. I'll have to check it out. Is it on audio? You said it is on audio.
Yeah, I have
Alright,
Audible. Yeah,
Did you see the Dave Chappelle and the Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle episode?
a couple
Did you
times.
see how they're talking about how Dave Chappelle, Mos Def, and Quality is putting out their podcast,
Yeah, what
and they're going to release it on vinyl?
is that summer thing that they did last summer? Because what were they doing with like some sort of like a cabin podcast where he had Bill Burr on? I don't know. It wasn't ever.
That was Bert Kreischer. Was
No, I know
doing
that. No, there's just something different. Like actually, like Chappelle had something similar. I think it's going to be released in a different format, but it's something weird where.
I know they said that him and I think they came together. I don't know. I just know that they
It's gonna be rad, whatever it is. I can't wait. You know, he's just one of those guys.
I'll get the vinyl.
Oh, 100%. I just ordered Elephant in the Room on vinyl the other day. Oh no, Kill Him Softly and Elephant in the Room. Sorry.
But I think this might be the first podcast released on vinyl.
Huh. I wonder if Matt Maron ever did that.
Because that's how they recorded. That's why they recorded the way they did. Because
Really?
they did take a side of the vinyl.
Yeah, because they're all b-boys and DJs and stuff, so they want that sound and that.
Yeah, well, the vinyl has passed up the CD sales and is competing with streaming.
It was
sales.
like a couple months ago. It was for the first time ever since CDs. It surpassed sales. Yeah, like I'm just knee deep in buying albums.
Yeah, that's something me and my old lady did. We talked about going to fucking thrift shopping today.
That's usually exactly where I
I
go.
go there for my books and vinyl, and then I'll find every now and again I'll find something else decent. Like I got that telescope over there. I got that's cool, and I got this typewriter from there, and it works.
So that's one of those flat Earth telescopes
yeah,
that proves it.
yeah, that's why it's pointed at the ground. No, man, it's so I can look at all the aliens. What do you think about all that shit that's going on right now with the aliens and the Pentagon?
What's going on? Fill me in.
They've released another video of this pyramid, like
Since that last one 6 months ago, where like we just didn't even notice it for some reason. Like,
yeah. Well, I did.
well, I did too, but someone was. Well, I forgot what was going. Well,
COVID, but
yeah.
no. What the first off is next month, I believe, around the 18th of June is the date that the intelligence agencies, CIA, DOJ, and all them have to release unclassified reports of everything, all the information they have.
How many years is that? Is like 27 or 29 years they have to release.
No, they've been looking
Like,
at it since the 50s.
Well, like the JFK report, where like they were finally able to open up. It was always after so many years.
No, it's Trump when he did the 5,500-page emergency spending bill in December when he finally signed it. It had a little clause in there that said it gave a 180-day countdown to the intelligence agencies to come out with an unclassified report about all the information that they have on this phenomenon. And they recently came out and said that they do have they have another military video of these pyramid structures over this like fucking Navy ship. And then Obama just came out and said that, we've known about these things. He didn't say aliens were real, but he said he knew about them and knew about the phenomenon. What else was there? There's been 60 Minutes just released a couple of days ago a interview with 3 of the Navy intelligence officers that came out and said it's a daily occurrence of these unidentified phenomenon, because it's not just in the air. They've got videos of them going in the ocean at hundreds of miles an hour,
straight down,
diving in,
like,
coming out, going back in,
Flight of the Navigator type stuff.
But the best theory I've heard so far, which is I think could be the biggest plausible thing, is we are in a 3-dimensional world, and they could be in the 5th dimensional world. So all we're seeing is what a 2-dimensional world would be seeing. See, this is 2D.
Like when our solar eclipse flashes, like when the line is like, that's like their version of a 4-dimensional. Like we can't see past that.
Well, no, this is a 2D. Like this book is 3D.
Right.
You know, and then let's say this piece of paper is 2D.
Right. Put Mario on. There's a 2D bit.
Yeah, but to explain the phenomenon is now somebody from the 3D realm came into here or was messing around. That's all they'd see. They wouldn't know about anything else.
Right.
So that's what they're thinking. Some of the the physicists are thinking is it could be a higher dimensioned being. Just they don't even know that we're seeing them. We're just seeing that poke through our dimension that we're not able to comprehend.
Whatever
or see.
energy or whatever's harnessed that we haven't evolved yet to even be able to comprehend or just like.
Well, supposedly what the Israel chief of security came out and said is that the aliens said that we're not ready to understand the fabric of reality or what they are.
Is it 11 dimensions we have kind of figured out? Like we know there's 11 or is it 12? It's like 11, 12, or 13. It's up there somewhere in that area. We know it's up there that high.
I thought it was 8, but I don't know. I really don't.
It's up there a little bit, but I don't even. It's hard for me to wrap my head around once you get past like fucking.
I guess the human what we think of maybe could be around that 8 to 12, let's say, dimensions that we are able to even mathematically comprehend to map out,
deduce, just through fucking
and to figure out if it's possible. But there could be infinite, just like they're now saying that it's high probability that there are
multiverses, like that.
Many multiverses. We're in a bubble and we're just bubbles, and there could be one that where
it's a ripple
where fucking Elvis is alive and still singing, shit like that.
Elvis is
in another universe.
Here's one. Yeah, in another universe, John Lennon didn't get assassinated, and John Lennon ended up being the new Bill Cosby
and raping bitches.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
Yeah,
it's easy if you try.
Raping bitches. I never could imagine somebody like the thought that would go through your head to think to do that to someone is just like.
What's Louis' joke? I would never raping. No, you can't. You should never rape anyone. I mean, the only reason you should rape anyone is if they don't let you fuck them. It's the worst joke I've ever heard. When someone said, like, that's terrible. Obviously, I've never raped anyone.
But I just don't.
Which, yay for me, right?
I just don't see. Like, because I knew guys, I didn't know them. I knew of guys that had been, like, prey on chicks at college parties and like go in a room where they're passed out and try to fiddle them. And it's like, what makes you, how can you even get turned on to that? If like a chick isn't
how much damage, what damage have you went through that this is, you're in, like, this is,
how is it even possible for you to be turned on by someone if they're not, what I'm saying. If they're not sending back those, that attraction
somehow. There's gotta be something in your head that like is justifying or rationalizing. And
they should just be murdered in my mind.
Yeah,
you get caught red-handed.
I mean, like I say on the stage, like I'm all drug charges. I just like to party. I'm not trying. I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. That's one of my fools with comedy. Don't get wasted drunk and don't hit on and creep on female comedians.
I think I got about 17 pages of convictions about to fall off my record when Virginia goes to fully legal.
Same here with Missouri.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have any in Missouri, but
I'm just saying that with you, like nonviolent, all that kind of drug charge, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I just have like 30-something weed charges throughout Virginia, Maryland.
Like all misdemeanors?
All misdemeanors, because I got them so close to.
Yeah, you said one time because you came close a couple times, almost getting popped big, but you had dummy cars and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't have dummy cars. I just never would drive in a car with it. They had to get a snitch on me before they could ever actually get me. And then they didn't even do that. They just used the magistrate's signature that wasn't even living in the county at the time. He had been in the Philippines living, and they had taken his signature stamp and was signing a bunch of warrants at the time. And but I still got in trouble. Like, it didn't matter. I got me out of some small shit.
Are they even arresting people for pot nowadays, even if you don't have your license?
What, out here? They can if they want to.
I know, but I just keep thinking, like, let's say hypothetically I get pulled over, I don't have my license, I got pot, and they take me to jail, and I have COVID. They're gonna be that PR, that jailhouse. You brought a nonviolent pot charge in that could have potentially that has infected our whole jail. I know they can.
Well, they let out, but then again, they let out in California. They let out a shit ton of prisoners.
They have to. That mass population out there.
Yeah, but now a lot of them got jobs and started going back to school, and they want them. They're wanting them to go back to jail. wanting to send them back to jail now that the COVID shit's clearing up. It's like these motherfuckers are now part. What's the point of jail? They're rehabilitated. They got jobs. They're going to school. They've obviously. I mean,
DOC it's getting ready. But it's going to be bankrupt in the next 5 years. The way they're declining.
Did you see this shit with the family courts in Missouri? 31 attorneys been busted for racketeering. From basically what they're doing is anybody that goes to these family courts, they are just going through. They're doing everything they can to keep these people in court as long as they can until they are bankrupt.
Oh yeah,
They're taking the kids, making them go through court forever.
Spreading out legislation.
They got caught on Zoom calls, talking about how to hide the money and how to have less of a paper trail for the money to go into their accounts, and what kind of account they need to set up. This was just last month.
Yeah.
This is like a 1,000 views on YouTube. I was like, how is nobody talking about
and
this?
how does this happens? How many times a day does this happen every day? Because the system is set up for that. It's set up to be corrupt like that. No problem.
Oh yeah, but the courts, the family court system is $1 billion industry. I didn't know that.
Oh, like same like the divorce. Yeah, the divorce industry. You know that's a whole other. You could just like every facet. The bail bondsman. That's a whole. The phones. The communicate the tablets they've given out to all the inmates and stuff. The money that's being made off that, it's insane.
I didn't know they were even getting tablets.
They had all Missouri inmates. They gave out tablets because one, they want to reduce all hand-to-hand visits. Blah blah blah. They're posing it as, hey, this is great. People who long distance can't get it. You can just visit, FaceTime, emails. You can download MP3s. You can type all this. All of it costs money, of course, though.
Oh yeah,
and that's why that's why they gave it to them, And they gave all these tablets out. I'm like, you guys, that sounds nice, but it's just a way for the CCA or JPay just to make, because it was like 2 years ago they made $1 billion in like profit, and that's to the point where like the government was like, there's no reason you guys should be ever making this money. You're exploiting the shit out of these people.
That's the thing that our Vice President Kamala Harris was guilty for.
Yeah, Joe Biden signed the fucking bill about 92, the crime, the stuff on crime bill.
Yeah, Joe Biden also said he was going to legalize weed, and then he fucking fired a bunch of staffers that admitted to smoking weed when they were being vetted. And it's like,
yeah,
dude,
it's going to be how Hillary had to come and change her tune. Like, what was it, 2011 or 2013? She finally came around for gay marriage.
Yeah,
it's going to be that point where they have no choice. Like, the votes are there. If you say no, get out of here. We're done.
I don't care what anyone on either side says, especially the ones on the left that are talking. You guys fucked up with this Biden. And if you were on the right and you voted for Trump, you fucked up anyways. Like, allowing either one of these two to be one of the candidates, you guys have fucked up royally for the past fucking 8 years.
You made us have to choose between someone who is texting and driving and someone who is drinking and driving.
And it's just like... The people that are supporting these politicians, and they can't say, well, if you don't vote, you don't get to talk. No, because I
can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I can talk about how stupid you guys are for fucking believing. Just put it this way. If you really think that people, like I said, people are not, our government is not for us. The politicians, if the politicians were for us, they would not allow someone that's never had been late on a bill and has zero debt, credit score to be affected negatively.
We probably wouldn't. We'd probably allow healthcare if they, just something like that.
I just schooled a guy today that was like talking about. Somebody was like, basically how free healthcare, free college, free. And was talking about these countries that all have it, and they're like, well, if you want to, some guys like, yeah, well, if you want that, guess what? 2/3 of your check are going to go away. I was like, you know what? I'd be fine with 2/3 of people's checks going away, because even if they gave their whole checks away at the minimum wage that they're making right now, they still wouldn't be able to afford half of those services in a year. Like you're saying, it's going to take 2/3 of the check.
How much of our check is going to military services?
That's what I said. I'd rather all my check go towards that than the fucking murder and genocide of the Middle Eastern.
Prison, $46,000 a year per inmate. There's 2.7 million inmates incarcerated. 700,000 are non-violent.
On top of subsidies and tax.
And now, and I'm not even counting federal prisons. And then you forgot about the subsidy, all that stuff. Yeah, it's a
share buybacks.
It's a huge, well-oiled machine that just
And
branches.
I'm even on the conspiracy I thought a long time
It's
ago
not
when
even
they
a
were legalizing weed in the beginning.
I don't think it's
and the
conspiracy.
opiate epidemic was starting to ramp up. They did that on
Oh,
purpose.
post meth epidemic.
Well, no,
In our area, that's what
they
happened.
started to see that the pot was eventually gonna be legal, and
Oh,
it was
sure.
gonna take out so much of the fucking profits on how many people are in jail for weed. So they pumped up all the fucking OxyContin and Percocets and everything, got all these people addicted to those. Now they're filling them up with fucking either painkiller abusers that are breaking laws or heroin because they've moved to heroin.
But it's kind of interesting. The same people who made Oxycons are the same people who have the Narcan, like that is kind of fun. Yeah, but I got convicted for mine for distribution for a controlled substance, Xanaxes and marijuana. I kind of fell into attempt to distribute a controlled substance, which falls into the meth category. Because at the time, my area was the meth capital. Before Jeffco took it over, St. Francis County had it. So they were just slamming people left and right, any drug case, you know. And I'm not saying I wasn't good for what I did, but I wasn't good for what they gave me. Nonetheless, they built all these level 5 institutions, and then they realized, oh, we don't have bodies to fill these beds with. We better be jacking people's custody levels up. That's why they made me a level 5 from the get go. So a couple of years ago, I would have been like a level 2 or a level 1. It took me 2 years to finally get away from rapists and murderers to go hang out with child support guys and DUI people.
Yeah,
Because
the war on drugs, for one, is the people. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It was a racist from the start. The war on drugs was a racist fucking fucking piece of legislation or whatever they did. Reagan was fucking racist.
you can't even call it a war. War's end.
Yeah,
That's the wire.
They've lost every
I know,
fucking year,
yeah.
and they can't give us. And there's nobody on any side that has any evidence or any foot to stand on to try to try to say we should continue it, because we have proof from multiple different countries now that have been legalized, fully legal, and actually provide the drugs, and they've seen numbers drop dramatically, better than any other program we've ever tried to use. We've taken. They're just ridiculous, and they can't. There's no one out there that can sit there and say, yes, you should go to jail for being caught with drugs or being a drug user.
A personal choice,
and then and put the now. If you break another law, if you break a law, you rob somebody.
That's different.
Yeah, that you're breaking a law.
But
if you're going to work, you're earning your money and you want to go out and get some heroin, some meth, some fucking whatever you want. That is on you. That is to each your own. That is your fucking personal choice.
I should be able to take guitar lessons just as much as I should want to do heroin. Yeah. But it's like the United States, we have 5% of the world's population and then 25% of the world's prison population. That's insane.
Yeah, they say we're a free country, but we have more people enslaved in our prisons than China does.
We have more.
And look at they're supposedly like this dictator communist country, right? Mm-hmm. Right? But they have less people enslaved in the prison systems there, with a shit ton more people than us than we do here.
We have more incarcerated African American men now than there were slaves.
I'm not even getting into the race. Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, just like 1 in 4 black men incarcerated, or 1 in 18 white men incarcerated. You know, from the crack.
That's getting into a whole nother. I'm talking about just the prison system, but yes, you are correct.
And like Russia,
and that's been a long fucking,
but
I think well executed plan that they've done.
We were talking about Biden. I don't know if it's so much a race thing. I think because now they're switching over because we can't make money on locking up black people. Now money's being made into activism and Black Lives Matter now.
Yeah, and then the lady that was on Black Lives Matter just got busted fucking spending like $4 million went on a house buying spree, just buying all these houses in all these rich white neighborhoods. And it's like, what you could have $4 million you've spent on houses in the past year. How much could you have done? How much could the BLM use that money to help the communities?
I like to call them quiet neighborhoods.
And it's just like, it's but a lot of people are starting to see through all this bullshit.
Let's say Biden switches everything, even though
Biden's always been racist. I know there's so many clips of him saying racist shit.
Oh yeah, but let's say what he does now changes stuff and like switches everything up, gets rid of privatizing prisons. Even though he started it all, and even though he might be disingenuous, does that take away from the good that he may do or change?
Well, let's see. What did he? I just looked at this. What did he start his campaign with? All right, he said he was going to give a public health option to where we could have a health care. He said he was going to give us
what's that?
Yeah, and he was going to lower the drug prices. Didn't do that. Didn't give us a health care. And this just came out today that these are the things that he's not going to be having in his bill. He's getting rid of them.
This happens every time with these presidents.
No student relief, no legal weed. Lied about the $2,000. Instead, it was $1,400. No raise in the estate tax. Deregulation from monopolies. He has deregulated even more for monopolies to become bigger, and like the media's. Hasn't raised the taxes on the rich yet, and is only going to like a couple fucking percent if it does. So he's not doing nothing like that. He's selling $780 million worth of fucking military equipment to Israel while they're bombing the fuck out of Palestine, and Palestine's also bombing them. But let's not be part of the war. Why be part of it? We have nothing to do with it. Oh, we're part. No, No, they've been fighting for 70 fucking years. It's time for them to go. Like, you can't figure it out. You can't figure out whose it is. Neither one of you get it. Go stand in the fucking corner. You neither get it. There's a fence around it now.
Sam Kennedy says, you know where you live? You live in the fucking desert. Move away. Find some food like we did.
I'm just sick of both sides, the Palestinians and the Jews. Oh. Neither one of you get it. You can't fucking get along. You can't figure your shit out. Get the fuck out. Yeah. You're fucking children. You are children.
You're a domestic violence married couple.
They're worse than a fucking wife beater redneck drunk for getting off of work from fucking.
It's like Ike and Tina.
Yeah, they're fucking pieces of shit killing little kids.
Yeah.
What else? Let's see what else has he done. Lowering the Medicaid age. Not going to do that either. Lifting patent protection for the COVID vax, so that all the other the countries that can't get the vaccine.
Devil's advocate. What has he done?
Nothing.
I don't know. I don't keep up with it. I got dog ears. I don't. I checked out this.
Look at the immigration issue.
Yeah.
I don't even know. You haven't seen the border crisis lately? They've got fucking. They're just. It's disgusting. They flew a helicopter over it, and all you see is these sheets and bodies everywhere, like on football fields. Just because and all the Mexicans are saying Biden told us to come when he became president or whatever. I don't know what all that has to do. That's the media just being the media. I'm just saying there is a big surge of immigrants coming. I believe we should we are immigrants. White people are immigrants. This isn't our land.
These imaginary lines that we dictate.
They did not cross the border. The border crossed them.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But if my thing is with immigrants, what makes a military strong? What's power? You get power in numbers. You want people to come here as immigrants. You come here and you serve in the military, either as Homeland Security, doing something for communities, or you go and you fight in the Army and stuff like that.
But I guess
and you do 6 years and we tax it instead of untaxed like most militaries.
But I guess the process isn't as easy as they would like it to.
And you have to be able to pass a test. If you can't pass the test at the end of your fucking 6 years in the military, got to go.
Yeah.
Period.
But got to go where though? What if you've already made a family and established by that point?
No, you're on a 6-year fucking. You're in the military. You're gonna be housed.
I know. We can't have kids and stuff.
Huh?
You can't have kids.
Yeah, you can have kids. That's fine, but that's not gonna give you the rights to be here.
All right.
That's out. That's voided. There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
There's got to be something.
I believe they should come here because most of the time, most of these
vetting.
people are coming here for asylum and safety from the wars and the fucking crimes and the gangs that we created and armed.
Do you see how they got here? Do you think they wanted to go through all that to get here? What were they going through that was so bad?
It's our military and our CIA that's giving these gangs and are building these gangs over there. It's not.
We're guarding the poppy, all those. Yeah, we get 90% out of Afghanistan, all that good stuff. I mean, it's all it's one of those things we all know, but it can't be stopped.
I think that we're fucking the ones behind this whole Israel and Palestine thing now.
Wow.
Because Biden's talking about pulling out from the Middle East. All of a sudden, something starts happening in the Middle East.
So I mean, in Saudi Arabia always involved in this stuff too, like because
Saudis come out. They came out and said Saudi was basically the main ones of 9/11. If 9/11
because those are our boys. We need like those. That's our leverage over there, Saudi Arabia.
We don't need them.
We don't need them, but there's a lot of countries that
we don't need any of them. If you want to come down to it, what we spend on military, as far as
sanctions and stuff like that, they go Saudi Arabia and the oils like that. They're one of the reasons we're able to do what we are able to do with certain countries, like because of that leverage. You know how it is. Who you know sometimes. I'll fucking someone might align with Russia, where all right, well we got but we got this fucking Saudi money here, blah blah blah, all this. It's just
Saudi could fuck us over. They could
of course,
ramp up. They
100%.
ramp up production of oil like they
They
did
don't give a
last
fuck.
year, and Russia does too because that fucks with their prices and their economy. That's
And that's the thing. It's like that right there. It's like every country. It's like it's not so much what are we going to lose if we go this route, or that kind of like what's our investment, because it's past, I think, like bodies like we're gonna go and send troops and stuff. We're past that, I think, and like when it comes to future battle, it's digital attacks, it's social media stuff.
It's so hard to think about how like is to sit here and really think that we are so prone to war that it's like, well, we've got to have war. Yeah, it's going to advance. When is it going to advance to none, to no more war?
When has there never been a time of peace?
When can these politicians get the fuck along? In school, we were taught to talk it out. Don't use your violence. Use your words.
Find what you agree on first before you find what you disagree on.
Even if you disagree on something, you talk it out. You in a calm manner. But no, these politicians just can't do it.
Well,
no, it's the terrorists that you created.
Well, it's the American kind of thing. It's like that. I want it now. It's like, and it's it's pretty much like what's good for me instead of what's good for the tribe. Yeah. And that's kind of what we've kind of fallen on.
Our politicians they're shit. We
they're
are
all
to the
shit.
point to where our forefathers.
We're
The
done with
reason
them.
we have our Second Amendment rights is for what's happening right now. Our forefathers said it would be our obligation and responsibilities to use our Second Amendment right to overthrow the powers of the governments because they will become just as corrupt as the government and the monarchy they just left.
They say the monarchy and
And
stuff.
they said it's our responsibility and an obligation to overthrow them and reestablish the checks and balances of powers throughout the judiciary system and give the powers back to the people, because they said it was going to get corrupt again. There's only
for
one
sure.
in a capitalist democracy. There's only one destination that you're going to end up at.
It's doomed to fail.
Yeah.
But so far, it's the best system that's been.
Well, it's doomed to fail for. It's doomed to create a civil war between.
Sure.
It's doomed to create a class war.
Or some sort of split.
But the problem is they're so good at manipulating these stupid motherfuckers out here that there's literally tons of people out there that will fight for the government. That will support the government doing what they're doing to us.
My favorite Patton Oswalt joke. He's like, if you think that the government cares about you, no, you are nothing but a fat chick at a frat party will call at 3 a.m, and you think they care about you. It's all we are.
They only care about you every 4 years.
Yeah.
During that election. Like Biden's racist. Biden's fucking credit card dude. He's the one that gave all the credit card companies all the power. All the credit card companies were in his state. He's fucking dirt. I don't know.
And I don't know how.
I don't know what drugs they're giving him to get him up on stage.
How was Kirk Douglas?
Like, I really want to know the concoction of drugs that motherfucker's on. Cause goddamn.
Well, that's a good question. Like what drugs, like Reagan, wonder what he was on. Because
Trump was on speed.
Oh my God, 100%. So was Nixon. A few of those guys. Yeah, I mean, how do you have to be able to go through that?
Yeah, a lot.
Or
the
you have to
Kennedys were, I'm sure, getting down with some of that cocaine.
They're all about that Quaalude life back then. They were living that.
Phenobarbs.
Fucking Robert Kennedy and John, and what was their name? Joe.
Yeah, they were getting drunk as shit. Fucking fall asleep at the wheel, drowning bitches.
Oh, the zero. Fuck, to be a Kennedy, man.
Right?
I don't know if I'd want to be the.
Yeah, they ain't got the best luck.
I mean, don't do cocaine and fly planes. I mean, I try it.
Have you heard the Ralphie May joke on that one?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yep. I watch. He's a good, like, as far as like model comics on like how to do it, like watching like
his Comedy Store.
But just his sets, like how he explains he'll have 3 sets at all times, And I've seen all of his different specials and everything, and he'll have 3 hours ready to go at any point in time, ready, and then it does all radio and just. He just seemed like that's how you kind of, if you're going to be a comic, that's kind of how you supposed to
A lot of what I'm doing right now is because of the shit that he said. Like, one mic needs to be a week of all new material, and you're gonna bomb.
Oh, of course.
but you're gonna get a couple laughs. And if you do that every week, 4 weeks a month, you'll get 4 minutes a month probably, because you might get a minute out of each one of those 5 minute sets.
1 minute a day.
Yeah, 1 minute of mic. No, you just go to one
I
mic.
know,
That's
yeah.
all new. And he said that's 4 minutes a month. That's fucking what is it? And then he's like, that's what is that? 48 minutes a year.
Yeah.
And he said, and that's you're almost to your hour.
I forgot who it was. It said 1 minute a day. I mean, so you're gonna have like
That's hard.
that is hard. That is hard. But over a year period, you're gonna be
Even that Jerry Seinfeld shit, writing jokes a day,
or like to do carries 10 jokes a day.
yeah, there's like just a good joke. Like me, my problem is I can make some stupid jokes that are pointless. I'm not gonna write those down. I think of those the easy stupid jokes that most people those 10 jokes that they're gonna write down. Why? That's a waste of time.
I think it's just
Use that and move on.
I think it's just working on the memory of the muscle.
I
That's all it is.
guess, but it's just like
Learning
no, that's
different-
not writing to me. It's
Well,
just,
no, it's kind of like when you in jazz band. I remember like one of the things they taught us like steal from the masters, kind of like go because I like to go back and I'll read the transcripts of comics and everything. Never will I steal anything, but I'll see that kind of like okay, like this is their rhythm, this is their cadence. I see what they're doing there, blah, blah. And then every night I'll use my own words and kind of write it out in their kind of structure and everything, just to because they're all it's good. It's a really good way of learning. I found like because from everyone from Larry the Cable Guy to Stephen Wright to all. I mean,
but the thing about those guys, especially Wright, is where they're able to look at the angles that they're coming from. That's like that.
That's what
separates.
That's what separates.
Yeah.
It's because like when Chris Rock had that for the last one about the bad apples. He's like, about the cops having, there's going to be bad apples. He's like, well, not in some professions. What about doctors?
Yeah.
What about What about pilots? We don't let bad air, and I was like, that's a good angle.
Yeah.
It was like Reggie with the angle of the dead porn stars. I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I don't. It made me wonder immediately how many dead porn stars have I jerked off to?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a good solid joke.
And he fucking ripped it. He killed it with it. And it's a really funny idea, funny premise. But I mean, how you say you don't work backwards like with the punch, or do you just come up with an idea?
If I'm working on a joke, well, I'll come up with if it's something that I've heard or thought or seen. If it's a situation that's happened, a real life situation, something that was very funny, I will write that whole situation out, that scenario, that what happened out, and I'll find what was funny out of it and try to make that a joke. Sometimes you can make it a joke, sometimes you can't. Because
See, I have a hard time conveying that. That trying to find the funny that was in that moment.
That's why I write it out, because usually I can be like, oh, that's where it's at.
For sure. But even then, I have a hard time.
I've been trying to figure. Like I've found a couple different systems that these people have for writing jokes, and they're like just different graphs. Like start here with this. Put your object. Put your nouns.
That's what I was just showing you. That Gene Perez book. He's really good. It's really good about that.
I've got a couple of different ones, and I was like,
what about this one? Have you heard like find someone that that would play you, and then write for them, like an actor or someone like you could like that. Okay, this guy would play me in a movie. Like me, for example, Vince Vaughn. My voice, blah blah blah. Let's say now I'm gonna write. And Vince Vaughn, but and also in roast battles, I'll do that a lot. Like if I'm like roasting, I'll kind of find like a character or an archetype that's kind of like me, and then make fun of that character, and then like, okay, now I'm just making fun of myself.
One thing I notice about a lot of people's writing in my writing is I see a lot of people write things out differently than they say, and I've learned that most people don't write out the way they talk. Me, I am speaking it and hearing it in my head just the same way I'm going to say it, and that's what I write down. I don't write down like, then such and such enters the room, and I'm writing. I'm just writing the actual the actual script should be that's in my head. I'm not writing.
What about like Bill Burr and Patrice? Like the beginning and the end, so you can kind of play in between the two of them.
The middle, I'll sit back and then that's when you like. I use the method of just like, okay, take it to the extreme. Now use a misdirect. Now
Yeah.
do double entendre.
I like what Mark
Try to find a pun.
I like what Mark Norman says. He's like, when you're scared, say another line.
Yeah.
Say another line. You know, what's it gonna hurt? You know?
That's what helped me a lot this weekend. But that and but Nick Kuvar. I mean, it gave me a great piece of advice. Though I mean,
He's good with that. He's good.
no,
for that.
no. All he said was, well, he
Really
gave
is.
me two great pieces of advice. He said, you walk in knowing that you're the funniest motherfucker in there because you're the one that's been booked to close out the show. And he said, and let your jokes breathe. He said, let take
That
your
one
time, slow
I've
down,
got a lot better.
and let your jokes
For me,
breathe.
I mean, you even said you've been coming to me one time like you're slowing down, you're finding a rhythm more because I would just get going too fast. I'm not letting it breathe. I'm not letting it digest.
Louis C.K. had that big problem back in it. He would run right through his. He'd do 10. He'd have 2 or 3 punchlines, and he'd step right on his laughs. People wouldn't even be able to laugh.
And I'd have their attention. I could tell, but at the same time, yeah. But what something helped me, it's weird. Like, and I talked. Who was it? I asked why. Rich Braun. I was like, because I started just keeping the mic in the mic stand and holding on. It keeps me grounded. And I asked Rich Braun, I'm like, hey man, why do you do that? He's like, I wish I had an answer for you, dude. He's like, I just do it. It feels comfortable because they say to take it out, move it to the side, to open up, whatever. Whatever works for some. But
I'll do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just sit on my stool. It just depends on how I'm feeling that night.
But for the most part, like it's kind of helped me keep grounded and it's kind of like fidget, not fidgeting.
When I first started, I tried to do the taking it out, and then I was like, "Fuck that."
I'll do it sometimes.
All right, and then I was like, I'm just gonna sit on the stool and tell my jokes to find out which ones are funny. And I still give the comedian. Somebody asked me advice on how to find out if a joke's funny. Go take the premise and the punchline, shorten it down as much as you can, and just go sit on a stool. Don't act it out. Don't give any facial expressions. Nothing. Just say the premise and the punch. And if you get a giggle, if you see people, especially if it's at an open mic and there's comedians there, you'll hear one of them that's in the back that's looking at their notebook and they're like, "Ha." You'll know there's something right there. That's how you test your jokes, and then you can add your facial expressions. Then you can act it out. Then you can add all the other.
How you expand.
All your other
start
pieces, the tools that you have in your shed.
You start, molding it and all that stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
But I just wish I could do that. I think one of the best. I think one of the best writers that I see right now is Nick Kuvar.
You know what? Yes, I agree.
But Gaffigan has become.
I think James Boucher. I think he just started like last year as far as like progressing, but he's also got a writing job and he knows how to. But I'm like, I can just watch. He's progressed really well and like real
The
sharp.
gender dude,
huh?
Gender guy.
But Chris Farley.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, Kuvar's a shit. Yeah, Kuvar.
No, I think Kuvar's
and Gaffigan, of course.
He uses that
Greg
Dean method to where Jerry Corley method where he does word associations. He writes
listicles.
Yeah, but he doesn't write it out no more. But
I do that.
Gaffigan's a comedian that
he's gonna be a talk show
that has done progressed. Shout out to you, Gaffigan, because from last year to when we did that show for you at that birthday party last year at the beginning of COVID to today.
Yeah.
This motherfucker has completely give him the most
the first time
most improved.
That was the first time he never done a show out of a club, I think.
Yeah,
and it was because me, I'm used to bar shows or those kind of crazy stupid shows. I prefer comedy clubs. Don't get me wrong, but I live in BFE where we don't we don't believe in comedy clubs. And Gaffigan, love him. I see him. I don't see like late night host being a thing, but I see him. I'm like, you have the potential to be like a late night host type of guy or SNL like weekend comedy. Also, Eric Russler. I think Eric's got it really well. I was talking to him last week. I'm like, I see you on Dry Bar Comedy one day, like you kind of have that ability.
Yeah, Rustlers. I haven't seen enough of his stuff, but. Who was it? Gaffigan, I've been really impressed with. I want to say that one again. Who was it the last Thursday? Or no, 2 Thursdays ago. I think I seen one of Ron Finger's best sets I've ever seen. Just murdered the fucking shit. He went like on this rant about conspiracies and shit. And I was like, God, killing it. He murdered it.
I've seen him kill, and I've seen him. I mean, just like anybody else. But yeah, I love Ron. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, I think one of the most versatile comedians that we have in our level, well, not in our level. He's definitely above us. But Will O'Donnell, I think is he's got a toolbox that
He
he's
inspires
able to
me.
do it. He can. I've watched him go to Word Up his first time there. Did not do that great, as good as he does usually. Came back, I think, the following week or a week or 2 weeks later, changed up a few things, murdered it.
The show I did at Red Flag, he came on after Mary Jane, and it was, you could tell the first 5 to 8 minutes. We talked about it afterwards. He was bombing. He was like, I was like, I was like, is Will gonna be able to get out of this? Because I've never seen Will not do well. Because Will fucking kill. Will inspires me because I'm like, you are a little bit older than me, and you're showing that.
What's your favorite version of Will? Will that's that clean, fresh showered, hasn't had a drink, or the guy that his hair's, a little wild,
See,
and he's
now,
got
I
that
just
drink in his
I
drink,
just now started to
and
recently
he's got
see
that glaze in his eyes.
I just now started to recently see that, but I'm going to go with
my favorite Will.
I'm going to go with the other one because of some of those bits. But anyway, he came on after Mary Jane, and he stuck with it. He stayed in it. And he didn't let it budge. And boy, and sure enough, he got him. He got about 8 minutes into it. He had the audience on his side, and I was like, we talked about it for a while. He's like, I didn't know, man. I wasn't sure if I was going to get him. I was like, I didn't know you were going to get him either, man. But that was like, but Will's one of those people, like I said, I look at him and how well he does and how he commits and his age. And because he's similar to my age, I'm like, it could be.
And that was at the Red Flag?
Yeah, that was at Red
Hey,
Flag.
give a shout out to Gary for that, man. He's still putting in the work.
Oh,
on
Becker?
these
Yeah,
shows.
yeah,
Like,
of course,
good
yeah.
job,
I mean,
Becker.
keep it up.
Fucking
Keep it up,
putting
man.
in the work. Like, really, he was giving people, comedians, opportunities at that horrible fucking bar mic at that one place that we were doing it. The
Arena.
Yeah, that place was like the place you cut your teeth. Every comedian, it didn't matter who you were, would bomb there. I started doing really well because I just used my most offensive quick drunk guys,
exactly.
quick one-liners. But then
Yeah,
he's really, and now he's doing the big thing at the Red Flag, and it's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I love it. I love watching him do.
I hope he's making money. I hate to see a lot of these guys. I see some of these people, like the guy I did a show for this weekend.
Can't focus on money. I mean, obviously you want money, but like, so you might take a loss for a while.
Yes,
in order to
you
build.
have to be able to continue putting on the show.
My success to me is being able to come back to
Yes.
that venue. Anything
Being
else
able
above that is a
to
plus.
put the show together. You want to be able to promote your next show.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Trust me, I want monetary success, but I want to be able to come back.
That's not even money. That's just breaking even.
Right, because you're building a base. You're building a foundation of sorts, a brand, if you will. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely, you are.
And and if you're starting out running shows for money, you're
well, no, but the red flag's already going to charge.
Well, yeah, because I just talked to him. He like I said, he had 50 people come out last Thursday. That's fucking pretty good for 15. For the tickets, selling tickets on a Thursday night. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. That's how this.
Because like I said, compete for people's time is it's the hardest thing to do when you're running and promoting shows and just like getting, because it's hard. Kids, parking, gas, food, all that shit.
Definitely, but the people are out there and they want to see the shows. You just got to get to them. And
yeah, they're there.
I feel that's the biggest thing with a lot of the comedy shows. That's why I was putting so much into that Bobby's Place show that I was putting together before COVID.
And that work is still there, though.
The advertisements I was planning on doing, we were going to do it. Bobby's was going to do some advertisements for it. And then we had all the Bobby's Girls, which have a huge following on Instagram and Facebook and everything. Yeah. They were all going to promote it. And we were gonna work on getting it on. I was gonna try to get it up on what's it called, the radio. And Shane Presley at the Rock Paper Pocket helped me. He helped me promote it. Had me on, and then
Shane's good people.
Yeah, I had bought the printer and got a bunch of flyers, like a fucking.
Are you out of printer?
I brought a printer and everything.
Damn.
Yeah, so I can make up nice flyers.
I mean, you're still going to. I mean, it's still a good investment.
Yeah, but I made up flyers already. I made up like 400 flyers for that date.
I've done it for a bunch of shows. I've made a bunch of flyers. Like, oh, that got canceled. That's cool. I just spent $50 on these flyers.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Do you type on that typewriter?
I've fucked around with it here and there. I got to get a new. I just got to get a new. Ink ribbon for it, but everything works on it. The ink ribbon's it's just not as dark as you would want it.
Yeah, this is interesting. I almost like calling you Tom Hanks.
It's cool. It's really nice. They click, 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 click.
I love that sound.
Yeah. It works though.
Anyway, sorry about that.
It was only I got it for like $13 at Goodwill.
I'll give you $12.50, and
fuck no, I can sell it for like $130.
I wasn't done. I got records here. What all did I buy here? Because I was late. I had to buy records. Let's see. Tell me you agree.
Phones, I think. Yeah, there you go.
Got Childish Gambino.
Oh, Gambino.
That motherfucking
Sabbath.
That's little Jackie Gleason. I guess I could show you that. Now here's where I don't really. This is where I don't really get into this stuff. Parkway Drive, that screamo stuff. I mean, it's kind of like
The
like,
the girly pop punk band emo.
They're gonna sing and like.
That's not punk to me.
That's why I didn't say punk. I didn't say punk at all. No, I just said screamo. Tool, Undertow, Wolverine, the movie original. I don't know. Dire Straits. Yeah, man. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Do you know the song? You want to sing the song together?
No.
I said, what about? No?
Nope.
I just watched a good documentary on Audrey Hepburn the other night.
Oh, that's gay. I mean, cool.
I mean,
My dad's gonna call me like,
my girlfriend.
"You think it's cool to say gay, son?"
Well,
And
my-
you know your dad's gay, and I'm like, "Dad, stop being gay."
I don't know what wasn't gay was the blowjob my girlfriend gave me while we watched the documentary.
I mean,
There was no Audrey, Hepburn blowjob, but
I wouldn't call myself your girlfriend, but I did do the blowjob.
you're just a soldier. Here's like this, this bring me the horizon stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're probably mad about something. Dad didn't hug him enough.
I'm fucking hate my dad.
But then I bought like another Tool album, and then like all these Death Clock. And I got to looking them up online. I'm like, I think these are worth like $200, $300 a piece for some reason. I'm like, because I know the show Metalocalypse. It's fucking hilarious and everything. And then the new Slipknot. I just like this chick just had Tone Loc, Two Live Crew. I bought.
It sounds like her boyfriend. She took her boyfriend's record.
Something along those lines is dying. And all right, I'm gonna swoop in and
Dude, I got this funny story.
Dave Matthews, The Tale of the Dreaming. I got that.
When me and Jules in our first year, she had an apartment in Valley Park, and I had a condo, right? And it was just a house that was like split in two, and it was me and a buddy that I worked with in one side, and then my buddy and his old lady on the other side. Well, I remember one day. He went to Walmart with his old lady, and they bought a new TV and PlayStation or something like that, right? And taking it all out of the car, got into a fight. And she's like trying to load this big box and stuff into the car. So I go out there and load all this shit back into the car for her. She takes it back to Walmart. I come to find out she took the man's TV and shit back to Walmart on him after he just bought it, and I helped load it all up.
It's like that episode of Roseanne where she helps the people rob her neighbor's fucking.
But the funny thing after that is I leave after I help her and everything, and I see him walking down the highway. So I pick him up, and I'm like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing?" And he's talking about how they got into this huge fight, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking about how she was going to threaten him to take his TV and return it and leave him and everything. And I was like, oh, shit. So I had to tell him that she really did load his TV up because I helped her.
Express your role in it.
Yeah, I was like, she definitely took that fucking TV.
Because I would have omitted my whole part out of all of it. I was wondering what she was doing packing that TV in there, but
He was from Texas. Yeah, his name's Kyle. Kyle, he had a real fucking...
Kyle?
Yeah. He was from he did oil rigging and then got caught up with his girlfriend that was down here, I guess, when he was 17 or 16. She was like 15 or 14, and they had been together for a while, and he moved to Texas and got on the oil rigs. Came back down, they hooked up. His parents didn't like him. He was now 18 or 19, and she was only 17.
Oh yeah.
Been here ever since on fucking probation.
Come on
and
vacation,
did 2 years.
stay on probation. Come back on revocation.
And you would hear that every time they got into a fight, you would hear her calling him, "You fucking rapist motherfucker, this." And I was like, how do you deal with that, dude? And like, he showed me like all of his paperwork and like the whole situation, and showed me the girl and somebody that knew the situation backed it up. But like, he was on our crew once to work, and he was like, there was a Chuck E. Cheese at the property we were working on. He's like, "Hey man, I can't be here. I can't be 100 yards with Chuck E. Cheese."
Hey, y'all, I don't know if you know the rules or not, but I've been told that I cannot be within 500 yards of this facility. Now, I'm good in that department. You know, I get, what is it? There's some, like, I got in trouble for going to the park one day by myself, and they're like, "You have to have your kid here." And I'm like, "Why? He's here. He's just in the car." And I was like, "Can't just have a lone slide time?" You know?
Yeah. You've been really trying to find where that kid in the car joke's gonna land. You're gonna get it eventually. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
It's my best opener. It gets chuckles every time. My kid's in my car. I gotta hurry up, and it gets a good chuckle every time.
Yeah, but it's a better setup to find. I think
there's more to expand on it.
I think you could do better.
Well, because I go into the Amber Alert sometimes because I'm not trying to hear an Amber Alert tonight. I'll go into that, or I'll go into the.
I know. I've heard it all, and I think you can do better. Just from the other stuff I've heard you do and heard you.
Because they need to tie it in more into my son.
You got to move your phone because it's sitting right over my audio.
Good call. Sorry about that, man. I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism.
Hey, don't apologize to me. Apologize to them. They're the ones that's not going to like it.
I apologize, guys. Don't call in for your charities, and I'll donate.
He comes. I guess you guys get all free tickets to this next show.
Yeah, because my mom just died, and I am flush
When
with
is your
life
next
insurance
show?
money. My next show, is me like producing or running.
Yeah.
No,
Haven't got nothing in the books yet?
Nothing.
What about performing? I thought I saw you on something. Or did you already do it?
622 at 9 Mile in Afton with Chris.
That's right.
That show. And then Tuesday, I'm gonna I guess auditioning to host for future hosting spots, but nothing really.
Yeah.
That benefit for Jeremy Reeves, I'll be doing that show. I'm trying to think when that is. June. It's in June, something like that. I don't know. Stuff's popping up. I'm supposed to be doing something. You might be interested in doing this. So would you want got a show? There went 2 or 3 comics up in Kansas. Trying to think of where at in Kansas, but you want to go?
What is it on a weekend?
It'd be like it's September 10th. It's either September 10th or September 12th. Never, because I can't forget those dates.
September 12th, July. So, what kind of show is it? Just a comedy show?
Yep, comedy show.
So Friday and Saturday. What time was it going to be?
I'll have to figure out those details. We can get together and like talk and figure it out with them. It's pretty laid
I'll
back.
have some.
And then there's this other September 23rd in Steelville, Missouri. There's a festival that I'm on. So yeah, I got a couple things coming up. I don't know. I'm just doing what I do, just having fun. With, get on shows when I can, and
I hear you. That's
doing open mics and just being cool and friends with everyone. And
I don't know. Yeah, that's.
But
I think
I've seen myself, the past kind of 8 months, like slowly these little tiny progressions of like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Not much, but those little moments, you're like, oh, okay. Something will click. And even as minute as it is, it's important to get,
No, yeah. Mine was to be doing this 20+ minute set that I did over the weekend, and knowing that I didn't bomb it, it gave me I have much more confidence now in being able to like actually.
You have your material to fall back. You have proven and tested out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
so when my jokes are my riffing is falling flat, I've got solid stuff to go on.
Are you ever considering like taking like your like one-liners eventually and like compile them into a story forms or like longer
I
form
did that
jokes?
this weekend in a
Did
way.
you?
In a way, it's not
Because
like
I
a
always hear you
long.
talk about you like being like, you like the one-liner comic, and I always wondered like, well, could that? Because I'm like, you could easily evolve. You never know what you're
Oh
gonna be in
yeah,
5 years.
yeah.
You know, like,
I actually been doing that a lot lately. I do the one-liner comic, and then I go into the how drugs have been a real issue. My first time getting arrested was for selling drugs. Parents gave me a long talk. They were my best customers. Then I go into about getting pulled over. Got pulled over without any drugs on me for the first time. Sometimes I get applaud, sometimes I don't. And then it's like, and then that usually goes into it's the only reason me and my wife ever get into a fight is because of my experimental drug use.
yeah, I remember that part,
So
man.
that one. And then I kind of go from there. And I in that whole little segment with, before my wife, I never had I never had any sexual complaints from a partner. That's just a perk of being a mortician. And
Yeah,
then,
I've heard it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it's like that one usually gets a big.
You've had that for a while
Oh
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that one gets
I
a
remember
good,
that parrots. I remember you doing that one.
and gets a good, get some O's and good laughs. Sometimes a claps, and
Well, it's
I can take a sip from my beer and I reset, and I usually do the and I go into, usually. What is it after that? Oh, I got my set.
I usually kind of do I'll jump right into my scoliosis stuff. That usually gets a good laugh, or just making fun of my mohawk and stuff. You know, like or the least favorite child is really working for me right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I put all my family jokes together, like my paralyzed sister joke, birthday party, said she's gonna start dating, and then I talk about my aunt and uncles, the herpes joke, because they were at the party, and I tied that in with my cousin was there too, and she just got out of jail. The hokey pokey baby joke I do,
Yeah.
and then
Like here's one I've been working like with my area. My area, we hate lefts. Anything left, we got rid of left turns. So now it's all alt-rights. I mean, my area, we're hearing the N-word regularly. Even the chicks are saying it, and hearing no is getting very annoying. Kind of, I mean, I get all into that. And then I get into, there's a new one where I took the only black girl, true story. The only black girl in my high school, I took her to go see Remember the Titans. It was what I thought was going to be a movie about football ended up being a movie about me having to apologize for water fountains. To find out. And then afterwards, I was like, well, it was sweet. I paid for her ticket and popcorn, but maybe it would have been more romantic to pay for her milk duds and reparations instead.
I don't know. It's just it's race shit. It's not that it's not that the black crowds don't like it.
No,
they love
they
it.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
They'll laugh it because they like comedy still.
The whites.
It's the whites that get uncomfortable,
Yep.
and that's.
And I don't do those. I don't do it in front of whites.
It's just one of those ones, but you don't want to write your comedy to one specific like demographic. You want to try
No. Exactly. Because I have stuff that I will switch over
just
real
try
quick.
to find a couple.
100%.
Just maybe set it up, find another scenario, but you can still make it the same joke.
Sure,
but
for sure.
Just maybe.
Well, that all right joke that works great with because at a funny bone crowd, I'm not gonna do the same stuff that I'm gonna do at like Legacy or a bar show, for example. Because there's different rhythms and different there's different energy.
I would like to hear you have done that joke the other night at BB's or whatever that place was. That
the one where did I do the
Cusimo's where Matt Barnes is.
Yeah, the only
because
thing
that was a pretty.
The only difference between myself and a black porn star is I don't have Timberlands.
Oh no, I didn't. I left. Did you go up? You went up last. That's why.
I didn't go. I thought it was, but then 10 more people showed up.
Oh really?
Yeah, Jason and Marquise ended up showing up. A few people.
I
think Tom Brown. I think he ended up showing up.
That's cool.
Chad Wallace was there the first time they read it. That blew my mind when I was and then Casey Paulson ended up showing up.
Well, that's a different crowd. But for your set, were they there to see your set?
Some of I can't recall who was there.
I just know there was one or two in that crowd when I was there that would go on probably a Twitter spree if they heard you say some of that.
Oh yeah, that's usually when I jump into pedophile.
Their fucking fingers would have been smoking.
Yeah, man. But it's just like I just bitch about mass prison population a lot of the times. It's just like when I got to prison, I thought this is where all the dads were going to get cigarettes. I'm just like I'm not saying it's right. It sucked, but it's fucking. It was just my experience, but. Yeah, white audience, they fucking stiffen up. Blacks, they love it. The black crowd, I have fun with those sauces. But I know how to. But you're right. I don't stick. I know how to broaden it out and stick. You know.
I did one at I was on a roll until I tried a new one at the back door a couple weeks ago. It was I saw in the news that a man attacked a store clerk for. Well, a maskless man attacks store clerk for a bucket of chicken and steals a bottle of syrup on his way out. If you're thinking it's a black Canadian, you're racist. And the two black people at back door got it, laughed, buttholes snapped everywhere.
My domestic violence joke never gets laughs. But
if I said the jokes that my fucking stepdad has helped me
it's
polish,
one of my best jokes, though. I mean, I've been so many people have like that's an awesome joke. You know, like I could get a job at a domestic violence shelter. My sister just said she wouldn't hire me, not because you're my brother, because you'll hit on the clients. I'm not going to hit on clients. I'm not going to hit on chicks that live in a battered women's shelter. Someone's already beat me to it. Stuff like that, you know. Like it's like it's one of those things. I do those crazy fucked up jokes about my kid or whatever, just because the absurdity. That's like we were saying earlier.
Yeah, you're going chicken.
The sort of beating on a female or like sexually abusing something like that. That thought process that is absurd to me. So I've
got a couple of those jokes, like not saying it like out like that. Like my one that I thought was funny, but it has never once gotten a good laugh. Is all I do is say, "What do you do when your wife really does run into a door?" I get nothing. It's like I guess they don't know about the old door excuse.
The one that gets me the easy chuckle, and sometimes it doesn't. It will. It's kind of similar to your crossover, Christ. If Christ comes back, is he going to utilize crosswalks?
Oh yeah.
And that kind of gets a little good chuckle real quick. But or would you be friends with a dolphin named Adolf? That kind of, and people are like, what the fuck? But I like those non sequiturs. You know, Adolf.
Oh, Adolf.
Hitler, faster than light. You know, all that stuff, you know. But then, like, the pedophile stuff, never good. But that's usually when people, you know, when I say, like, if my kid's cute, I'm not going to diddle cute, but I'm not shit where I eat, you know, that stuff, you know.
I was pedophile joke. Oh, I do I got a couple decent ones. I got the pedophiles only record music in A minor.
Yeah, I remember you doing that. What I have that I think
that's a solid one. Like that's a solid.
What about this one? I think the real heroes are the guys who are attracted to children and do not act upon it. Those are the heroes. Those are the guys playing hard to get, if you ask me.
Are you?
Because
it's good. It's
because those people. That's the thing. How hard would
you need a drunk crowd, and I think you're supposed to be working on stuff that's far from that for Tuesday.
Well, by the time I'm getting into by the time if I'm using this audience, they're already weirded out by stuff. I'm like, okay, let's go down. You know, just because my thing is like my prison stuff's very innocuous, and if I see people like tensing up at it, I get it. It's a weird story, but. Y'all got skeletons in your closet too, so let's get over it. I was like, statistically, there should be some felons out there besides me. Yeah.
I brought up I was doing my long set.
Felon.
I did like all my abortion jokes together. I said I brought up abortion, and they were like, you heard some giggles, and then it kind of got a little quiet. I was like, we're doing these jokes. Yeah. They're written in this notebook, so they're gonna be said. That's Sam. So get the fuck out.
Sam Morrell does that. He's like, you may have not liked that joke, but that was very well structured.
And then I did the abortionist pediatrician shit, and then I've really polished up the 1.4 women a year die while undergoing abortion. Yeah. I guess there's a midget in there because of the 0.4. I don't know. I asked my buddy that's a midget, but he's not into small talk, so I haven't got the answer yet. Yeah. But my wife was really worried about it last time I was taking her to get it cleaned out. And, well, I had to keep reminding her that I'm really not that lucky of a guy. So it's nothing to worry about, babe.
It's like it's too high of a number, too long. It's too long of a problem.
Then I do I go into how do they charge for twin baby abortions? Like, do they hit you with that extra vacuum bag fee? Or is it like a BOGO? And then I finish it with, and then after I get that, I finish it with 3 is enough. I think 3 is enough.
Well, that's like when I talk about my kid getting okay, can't handle the windows getting bashed in because he's out in the car and stuff. They need to give me a punch stamp. At least on the 5th one I can get a free window. Make it tinted at least. Just stuff like that. But yeah, the pedophile stuff. I'm not a pedophile. Just role play one in bed. This one I'm wondering if it works or not. My mom, I found a fucking receipt dated 6 months before I was born to Planned Parenthood. Well, I can't help but wonder. So I got to ask my mom, hey, what's going on here? Was I an abortion survivor? She had to think about it, which kind of made me upset. Why I got to think? She's like, oh, no. Your dad cheated on me and got crabs. We were going to abort you, but we couldn't afford you because we had to get the medicine for your dad's crabs.
I usually, if my abortion joke, my first one falls flat, I usually go, I can say that. I survived one.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Yep.
What does he mean he survived one?
Yep. I'm a survivor, guys. That's why I'm a scoliosis survivor. Our Back Lives Matter movement. I'm a backtivist. This country's had their backs to us, so we're gonna turn our backs to the flags, and I just keep going. Just keep going with this. Here's the new one with it. It's like the stairs are the hardest part. People's stairs. You don't understand how hurtful it is. About the 3rd floor with scoliosis, the stairs really start to hurt.
Yeah, all my clean stuff is so. I don't know. It just isn't funny to me. I mean, it's like my Jehovah Witness joke, my dairy farm joke.
Well, have you tried a different different angle or different outlooks on it? Like you're against it, you're for it, you're trying to convince someone, you're trying to debunk it.
What?
Like the premise.
Oh yeah, I've done those jokes all kinds of ways. Yeah. They're just simple one-line little. Yeah. So they're easy to change up.
Can you expand?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can with the Jehovah's Witness. I usually do the knock knock joke. I was like, y'all want to hear one? And they usually say yeah, and I say knock knock, and they say who's there? And I say shh. I just told you it was the whole Jehovah's Witness, and that gets a little bit. But like my shit, like ties are just really bad scarves.
I'm trying to get something. Hammocks are lower middle class's way of not being as poor people with their bean bags.
Because, no, it's supposed to be ties without knots or just really bad scarves.
I just hate bean bags. I have this whole thing about I want to go off on bean bags. I think they're ridiculous. Why do they exist? Who? It's not. Why do people think it's a good idea? We just take 5 bags of dog food, just tape them together. I mean, what do you want? You ever seen someone get out of a bean bag? It's the fucking most unattractive thing you'll ever see. It's like
why would anyone ever see someone get out of? Who gets in beanbags?
That's again. Thank you. Yeah, no one should because you're gonna look like a fucking gerbil getting out of a deflated balloon trying to get out of that thing. It's just
Or you could go with something a little bit more grotesque, a body in a bag, or.
No, have you ever seen? It's just like the awkwardness of people getting out of beanbags. It's just why is it? Why don't you
mean a sleeping bag?
No, a beanbag.
I've never seen someone climb inside. I've seen someone sit on a beanbag. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and you didn't have to get out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Getting out of it, the awkward part. It's like you feel like a toddler stuck in between the couch pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't like beanbags. I'm just saying. That's all it is.
What do they do with oranges that have a short attention spans?
I don't know.
They can't make the juice because it's always made concentrated.
I understand. I get that. Yeah.
Do you think Do you think they used to air guitar back in the classical music era? Like someone would sit there with a harp, a fake stool, and
I missed a job interview at a head shop the other day because I had to really learn the fucking YYZ solo and the Rush's YYZ drum solo the other day. It ended up getting me the job though.
I only drink. I only drink drinks with shaved ice because I don't like hair in my food. See, it's all dad jokes.
Well, but they're fun. They're cool. One of my least favorites. Like I hate to role play in bed. She wanted to role play a job interview, and I just like any other job interview, I didn't come. It's just. Well, I don't do. It's pretty much similar about how I am with job interviews. But I did lose a job. I didn't get that job at that head shop, and that was very disheartening. But. Couldn't have been the Mohawk.
I might have 5-6 minutes there.
I think we got the both. But yeah, nothing says nothing says an adult got their life together than Mohawks and dreadlocks.
Yeah, I know. That's when people hear me talk about like anything to do with financial shit or the markets or that I have a mortgage, they just look at me like, what the fuck? Or that I'm married. They're like, something married you? Like, yeah, bitch. I got a mortgage.
I've never
Like,
been married.
you know what they all thought? Like, all because I came from when I was living out here with my mom, she still lives there in a really shitty neighborhood, real rough area, the dumpiest of the dump of like all the poor kids lived there at the school I went to. So after my high school reunion, after we left the wineries, we came out. I had everybody come over here, and everyone was like, "Holy shit!" Like it was, no way. Who owns this? Who do you live with? It's like, this is mine, bitch.
Oh, when I came here, I'm like, oh, you're balling.
I'm a ballin'. I'm fucking killing myself at work.
Oh,
Not anymore. Because I'd be growing that weed, baby, for them patients, you know?
that's pretty rad. Yeah, give a shout out to your company.
Proper. Yeah, no, proper be...
You got any
I
merch?
must
You got any
say...
swag?
No. On the real, when it comes to this company, you know, when you meet the owner of a pretty large company, like, and you meet them and you're just like, they don't pay you no mind or something like that. Like, you feel like you can even feel their
This is Harvey Weinstein
like
I'm
they
dealing
think
with.
they're above you.
Well, they just got.
I can't find one thing I don't like about this owner that we have for this place. This JP,
I know you're saying
you're
that.
too fucking good of a guy, dude.
How can you run a pot in an industry like and be a dick?
Dude, he's not a Tommy Chong figure though. He's a business. I don't even think he smokes.
I wouldn't even think that either. I'm thinking like someone like Dana White or something like that. Someone just kind of cool and chill. And just,
Oh, he's even cooler than Dana because I don't think he's gonna fucking murder
True,
or fuck you out of a lot of money like Dana did. Well, I mean, I guess the pay could be a lot better. Wink, wink. But I get it. They're starting off. I'm sure. I've got in at ground level. I was the second wave of hire-ons, but the people that they've brought in to run the company and set up the SOPs and really teach the way everything's got to be done to the people like us that got hired in on how everything needs to be done. I've grown weed most of my life, majority of it, more than less.
But not formally in like this.
I went from T-ball to the major leagues overnight. There is the people they brought. Like I said, they brought in a guy that's got has won best strain multiple times.
You're making a volcano for science class one day, and now the next day you're fucking building you're working with Tesla.
Yeah. When it comes to concentrates, the purity and the quality that these guys are producing, because that was one of the first tours they gave us was into the concentrate lab and everything. And it's not this fucking podunk makeshift bullshit. This is a real fucking state of the art lab.
What percentage are we getting up to now?
Oh, they've got diamonds, which is like, it's 99% THCA or whatever. It's like
it's like I said. That's the kind of high that makes me feel like I'm gonna enjoy my kids' band.
Oh, you have to put these things. You have to terp them with like sauce. That's like you buy these in different sauces. Like there's like rocks basically. It looks like diamonds because it's just so much of a. It's a high. Yes, you get high, but it's you want to. It's kind of like you want to cut it a little bit with some other. There's no terps in it, and terps are what give you your effects, your munchies, your flavors, you got, what is it, linalool or whatever, which is like lavender. I think is found in a lot.
Your impulsive, like your impulsive decisions, like
And no, it has to do with the makes you. Well, how everyone thought the sativa was a head high and happy, and indica was a couch kind of lock you in the couch, put you to sleep. That's wrong. It's the terpenes in it. There's different terpenes. There's like linalool, and there's like pineal or some shit.
What is the difference between the sativa and indica?
Huh? Everything is cannabis indica, I believe, and then the sativa is. The way this kid does, like this horticulture.
So I heard someone say "in the couch." Literally,
that's the way you remember them. But they've learned now that that's not it. And there's tons of different terps in there. That's what the game is right now. I think in cannabis is breeding
the hybrids,
taking and finding the rare terps and rare phenomes.
Like the Afghani. Is that kind of what is a rare? That's just a strain, correct?
Yeah, but there's each one will do. Let's say you get one that really makes you hungry all the time. Just gives you the munchies.
Sure.
There's certain terpenes, I guess, that are in there that if this weed has more of that in there, it'll make you have the munchies more. Not all weed gives you the munchies.
No, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Not all weed makes you real
Active.
tired. Yeah, some makes you active, some doesn't.
But there's so many variables. I would imagine. Like, did that person eat that day? Did that person? How long is that person? What's the tolerance? Or it's just like with mushrooms. Like I could have one trip last week, and the next week or the next same mushrooms just totally trip differently because I might have lost some weight. I might have eaten something different that day. Might have different state of mind. Might have blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There's just so many variables that could I feel they can have an effect on the biochemical, the effect, the psychoactive effect with it.
Yeah, what did I write that down in? I actually wrote down because I was doing I was kind of.
We'll pop it up in post.
Yeah, no, I won't.
I like that. Take Off Your Shoes podcast with Rick Glassman.
I haven't seen that one.
He's good.
I got turned on to one called it's the This Is Important, the Alcoholics podcast. The guys that do workaholics.
I know you're talking about.
They have a podcast called This Is Important.
Blake and Adam are both on Take Your Shoes Off podcast and we're talking about it.
It's fucking funny.
Are You Garbage? Have you watched that? Fucking hilarious.
You know which one I really like?
They go over everything like, do you drink milk with your dinner? Like, yeah, that's garbage.
Yeah.
Like they just point out these things and it makes you kind of question yourself.
I really like that one that's called Brad's Basement.
This third time on here, I love it. I was wanting to reach out and come like, hey, let me get back on there, but I was like, wait, he's just like you. I don't want to know, but it's like it's been a while. And
if you see it,
last time I was here, I was blown.
Yeah, I haven't put out as much this past time.
This
past week, I've had much more,
which is cool because you're passionate with that stuff.
Yeah, I was having too many white people on here.
Well, that's what I thought we were going for.
No, not at all.
Oh, my bad.
Actually, I wanted to have more white people haters. I wanted to get back with my roots.
Oh, I can. I mean, I can. I did my toes in the old, the old. That's what, like I said, live in our area. You have to learn to be tolerant of intolerance. Trust me, I would like to have a Black Lives Matter friend help me move my furniture, but guess what? They're not around. But my cousin Steve, who's borderline Nazi, he's going to say the N-word a few times, but my couch is going to get moved.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, it sucks. My AAA guy, he's probably more.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
That was one to use.
Yeah, the guy, my AAA driver, more likely is probably going to be in the KKK.
Yeah, I'm not calling them. I'll just fucking fix them.
AAA?
Yeah.
I don't know the KKK until they get there.
I'm pushing whatever.
Now I got to hear the pamphlets.
Whoever Chevy sends me, because I just pushed the button on my rear view mirror because I got that shit.
Yeah. We got the fucking live bait and liquor stores. That's weird. I can't get over this.
Live bait and liquor stores.
Yeah, like you can drive through get liquor, but you can also get live bait to go fish with and stuff. I mean, you can get sodas and whatever else, but most times.
Is it like a drive-through?
Yep.
Like a window drive-through, or you drive into the building? Like it's a building you can drive.
We have one of those too. That's convenience bar.
We have the brew-through is what we call them. We have a bunch of them on the beach.
We got RBs and they're drive-through liquor stores, but they also have bait. Crickets and because
country.
There's been a lot of times I've been on my way to work and I needed some night crawlers and some schnapps at 7 in the morning. I mean, and at DUI while I'm at it because I'm in the drive-thru.
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand that just being on the beach as far as because you got to get your beer, you got to get your bait, you go on the
for sure. But the drive-through liquor stores throw people
fishing.
off. So like, where are we going? I'm just gonna go to the drive-through. Get some booze.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess.
But see, I have a whole thing though because I can't stand people who order fountain sodas. These people they'll order. We're gonna take 2 heavy Pepsis, 3 regular Diet Cokes, 1 no ice. I'm like, dude, go inside. And I said heavy Pepsi and heavy Mountain Dew. That's all.
I was sitting here like, heavy Pepsi. Is that a liter of cola?
What it is we decided down there that we needed to turn the carbonation down, and pretty much we want just.
So the county just voted on this, huh? You guys
this
all
is legit. This is legit.
You're
So,
like the soda's not strong enough.
we need to thicken this up. I just doesn't have the type 2 diabetes I felt it was going to have, and it's seriously, and it's like there are people who get mad if you get regular Mountain Dew. Right? The first time I heard, I had a buddy say, "Hey, man, you gotta go to this gas station, give me a heavy Pepsi." I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And then, like I said, they turn the carbonation down to fucking make it more of the syrup and sugar, and it's just sludge. It's like you boiled an Ensure and you put it into a styrofoam cup, and then it's just it's like we drink it like we think diabetes is going to cure corona.
Well, I mean, I do. I got a show June 18th. I'll be at Tim Loss's comedy in Centralia, or is it? Yeah, it's Centralia.
Centralia. It's in the farm.
Yeah, Centralia at the barbecue place, right?
Yeah. It's just in with that barbecue.
The Orphans Barbecue.
Yeah,
that's what
cool.
it's called.
Good food, cool place.
Great food, cool place.
Tim did a good job, put on a good show.
He's been putting on that Valentine's show we did. Fucking, it was like 100-something people at that motherfucker. It was great. It was good. But you got the Chris Shear Impolite Comedy, right?
Yeah, it's June 22nd.
That title does not make any sense to me.
What's that? See, he's not doing Impolite, is he? I thought Molly was doing that.
Oh, is that Molly?
Yeah, I believe she's kind of taking the reins on that one. I believe.
Shout out to her too. I like her podcast.
Oh,
she's fucking cool as shit.
Well, she had me and Amanda Varner on there one time. We had a blast. And Molly's just a sweetheart. She's great. Her and Jimmy Day, they're fun.
Yeah, Jimmy.
They're fun. They're fun, cool couple, and he cracks me up.
You weren't at the dude. Jimmy did this set last Thursday at the back door, and he did jokes from. He did him generational jokes. 2000, it was like 2020, 2010, 2000.
Oh, like the Norm Macdonald thing, kind of like take my wife, please, and then like evolved like the evolution of jokes or something.
No jokes in the time period of like what a joke that would have hit during that time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like kind of the history of dance, the history of jokes. He brought up like to the 30s all the way up to like now. Like
it's hard to explain, but his shit was good.
He's very creative and very
really
smart,
good.
dude.
Yeah.
That thing he did with Blindfeld, hilarious. The Seinfeld parody of him being blind, but he's Blindfeld.
I never seen it.
Check it out. He's good.
Him and Molly, they be because he's got the podcast too, doesn't he?
Yeah, Day at Night.
Yeah,
they do a pretty good job with that as well.
They do that, and she does the Molly.
Casually Molly podcast. Yeah, I got a coffee mug at the house.
I'll eventually try to get them on, but they're just out of my league right now.
Molly's out. They're badass. That's what happens.
They're just too famous for me.
No, yeah.
I just I don't know. I seem like a different character. Who in
this town is famous? Do you think?
In this town, who do I think will make it?
No, not make it. Just famous. I mean, I go Libby, of course. Gotta go Libby. Libby Higgins.
Who?
Libby Higgins. Who? Never heard of her? Yeah. Well, she's an up and comer. I really see.
You said she was famous. What has she done?
Not famous. I'm saying just like the most like well known and most broad. Like
I would say Nathan Orton is more well known.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Rob Durham, Nikki Glaser.
Well, you get
Greg Warren.
You're getting into a whole other realm now. I'm talking. You get into a whole other realm. Red Fox.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm saying as far as right now, Libby.
I ain't never even met this Libby chick. Where's she? I ain't never even. Where's she ever come to the mics?
She's been funny about. She's been. Libby Higgins. She does Carla McSqueeze Me, and she's touring with Chelsea. Her and Tina.
Just maybe we just have never gotten to met. I don't know. Is she
I'm just
clean
saying,
comedy?
as far as like,
is she clean?
No. Oh, she's raunchy. All get out.
Really?
Oh my God, no. Yeah, she's fantastic. They got her and Slop City podcast. Her and Tina together.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm
just saying as far as known. It's like she's touring nationally with Chelsea. That Chelsea. She's always got the Winona Ryder. She'll go, "Fuck you, got to get a cigarette." That bigger blonde girl.
Oh,
yeah. They've kind of been teaming up, and she's been doing like some national dates, and she did something. She did something with.
I thought you had somebody booked though once that was like a clean comic or something, or worried about her image. That somebody else was talking to me about her, that she had something going on. What is she doing? What is her name? Miranda? Meredith? Miranda? Meredith?
I mean, Meredith.
Is there a Miranda or Meredith?
Meredith, yeah, there's Meredith.
Okay, yeah. Is she done it? I don't know why I know of her, but
She's good. Yeah.
is she the clean one? Is she clean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I got them two mixed up then.
Yeah. No, Libby's great. She's got Carla McSqueeze Me character on YouTube, which she's got like 9 million views. It's just like it's insane. Like, but what's awesome about her, she doesn't do that character when she's doing her stand up. She's doing her, and that's what's kind of kick ass. Like I've sold out 2 shows just because of her in my area. You know, she's the best. But yeah, I mean, of course, Nathan Orton's.
Why don't you get her on here then?
Nathan's hilarious. Her and Tina.
Nathan did an open mic at Backdoor, and the way he set up his jokes so well. He fucking spoon fed and like strung the crowd along so well that at the end of his 5 minutes, they let him get another like 3 minutes.
I love Nathan. He's great.
Yeah, he's definitely cool.
I booked him on a couple of shows, and he's always done good. And yeah, I saw him open up for Rich Voss at the Casino Queen or Rivers, whatever, River Queen, whichever casino that is.
Yeah.
And there was probably 20 to 15 people in the audience, and I bet 16 of those people were just given comps at the slot machines. Rich Voss, it was just, oh my God. He was like, why am I here? He's like, yeah.
That's what I was.
But he was in a hotel, so I guarantee he got straight pay. He wasn't like based on ticket sales or anything like that. He wouldn't have came if that was the case, because he probably knows he didn't have a market here in St. Louis, which sucks because Rich Voss is fantastic. He probably could if he came to like the Helium or got the. Because I saw JP Smoove at Lumiere one time, and there maybe it was like 25 people in the audience.
Have you seen Corey Holcomb's shit? Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
Have you heard his abortion joke?
No.
Oh my God, I gotta let you listen to that after this before you go.
I'm down.
Yeah. So you got what is?
Trying to think of who else bigger, because of course Owens and Nikki Glazer. Yeah. I was kind of like going like in our little echo, our little bubble. Kuvar's getting there.
Oh yeah, no, Kuvar is on my list of someone that'll do something. He's gonna we're gonna see him on Dry Bar. We're gonna see him on or on
Reggie. I think Reggie could do it.
Nathan.
It all depends though, you know. Who you get tied up with or lined up with, and just how you get broke, because I don't know.
And him, who else? Gaffigan, I think if he sticks at it,
Ronaldo,
I think he's got something. Ronaldo, yeah, I haven't seen him perform lately. I don't know what he's working on, but I know he's always working on something. So
yeah,
and at his
like
age, if he just keeps doing it, then he'll do something.
For sure.
Who else was there? That we've got Mike Radcliffe when he's on, I'm sorry, he's one of the funniest dudes when he's on.
Spencer Tegmeyer,
yeah, well he makes me feel insecure.
Yeah,
because we do the same thing, and some of his shit just is so amazing.
He made me do like those little one-liners that I have in my set, like just to like the 1 or 2 or 3, just get some chuckles. Yeah, but they're not near smart as good as his, obviously. But yeah,
he's got some like that.
Teal Pierce, he's one of my favorites.
You think he's gonna do something?
I don't know. I'm just saying he's one of my favorites. I think he's one of the funniest. He's just fucking cracks me the fuck up. I think
Willie Will O'Donnell could see him doing
yeah, because like I said, he's kind of like I'm watching his path a little bit and how he's doing it, because I'm around his age and all that. And
Andy Hamilton,
yeah, he's good.
He's in the right group. He's in the right group of guys.
St. Louis is cool because
does a lot of opening for Rob Durham. Does a lot of shows.
Andy's been running that show up there. Yeah, Andy's sweetheart. He's fucking hilarious. But like, St. Louis got a pretty cool scene. I mean, as far as supportive for them, I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's like any other thing.
Yeah, we got Willie Lynch too. That's out here.
Yeah, well, he's funny. Yeah,
he was at the Helium. He fucking
Marquise is a bad motherfucker.
Marquise. Matt Barnes is a funny motherfucker.
I was so honored when Matt was like, "Hey Nate, you want to help me to kind of do this open mic?" I'm like, because I think Matt Barnes and Adam Thacker, when I first started, they immediately, both of them, I'm like,
Thacker.
I was like, I love both of you guys. Yeah, just both of you. And now I became kind of really close friends with him now, and I'm like, now that makes me feel cool. Like, I'm not, I'm like, hey, I'm one of the guys, like
Thacker's the man.
I message him often, like, make
He's
sure.
got I've had him on here. I really like his fucking shit.
I booked him probably the most in my area, and I booked him in like VFWs, some tense places for some of his material, and he works like a maestro. But I love, because he'll dig that hole. He's like, let me dig out of it, because it's a win-win for him. He's like, if I don't dig out of it, whatever. Comic's got behind me. He's got to deal with it.
Yeah, he fucking killed it.
But Duke Taylor, he's Charlie Winfrey.
Charlie Winfrey.
That guy can just roll. He can just have a room just on fire and just keep him belly over because he's just having fun. He just seems like he's having so much fun. I want to be able to be that present and in the moment to be, not to have to be so dialed into what I'm going to say.
I think the best shot out of everybody, as far as someone that's been in the game long enough to deserves it and can do it better than anyone I've ever seen with crowd work, Kyle Fields.
Kyle's awesome.
I don't see why he's not. I want to follow Kyle around on his shows and record his shit like Andrew Schultz has and build him a YouTube channel, because crowd workers need that. Your jokes, you're a crowd worker. You don't do these huge arenas that you can't do, and you got these big stages. No, you do what Andrew Schultz does. You sit on a stool in a small, tiny comedy cellar, or something down there.
Like an Ian Bag. Bag, those guys.
They work damn near every person in the room.
Yeah, they have like a lot of it's. They're able to improvise, but also they have stock.
Yeah, but
they're
I've never seen Kyle Fields.
Oh, Fields is hilarious. Kyle's one of my favorite people. I'm just recently, with the past month, I've kind of really got along with Kyle, like started to talk about projects and stuff. And
yeah, he stayed over here when he performed at the back.
Him and Josh, they're both fucking. Yeah. Josh is funny as well.
Yeah, but there's like him. I can see him going and doing it on doing a dry bar or any one of these littler, smaller specials out there that they have. The cameraman's not gonna be ready though, because he be working the crowd.
Yeah, but I'm digging St. Louis. I mean, how it's just fun.
It's coming back.
It's like with that, of course, but it's just fun. I mean,
it's not fun here. It's horrible in St. Louis.
No, I'm saying it's fun.
What?
Just the scene in St. Louis.
As far as
the community,
comedy?
the comedy, it's just a fun thing. It's just a fun, it's of course you're gonna find pettiness or whatever, but for the most part, everyone's cool and everyone's fun.
Yeah, we all know the one or two, definitely the one person that's the most dramatic in the St. Louis comedy scene.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Teal
Pierce, that fucking Teal Pierce, man, he gets me every time, man. He gets that drama going.
And I don't even have a problem with that person, not Teal Pierce, but the person I'm talking about. I mean, I don't personally nothing. I've liked the guy as far as by association, but I don't like the way I've seen some situations handled and
unnecessary.
Yeah, and
I've said that before. I'm like, because I'm always like, you have to look at things for what's your end game. What's your next move after you do this?
Well, you got to represent.
Is it going to be
people that you are the people you're connected to?
Yeah, you got to wonder, is this going to be productive or counterproductive? My move here, or what I say or do it, and why? What's your purpose? Here's the thing I always notice about a lot of people I hear the discussions of. I don't ever hear, let's try to be funnier. I always hear like, I want to be on this show, or I want to be on that show, or I'm like, I don't ever hear like, I need to go ride and be funnier.
Yeah, that's why you see me stop for like, you'll see me take a week off, and everyone's like, oh, you got to keep grinding and grinding and grinding. You got to go to every night. It's like, not if you don't give yourself a moment to sit back, relax,
enjoy
let your
life.
brain. Yeah, and that's where I'm getting most of my stuff is from, just
experience,
hanging out with friends, or at work, or with my wife, or watching TV. And
do you walk into a room and you're immediately trying to find a bit? Are you analyzing every situation?
When I get to that point, I fucking take a break.
And do you think, does that take away funny?
Yeah, eventually it does. Eventually,
Yeah.
sometimes some days I'm on it and it's clicking with me, but some days I'm trying to and it's just a waste of time and it's just hurting my ego in a way. Not my
Maybe, but
ego,
if
but
you're
my morale for the day because I'm not able to
possibly.
find nothing. Now I'm doubting
But what if
myself.
you write something stupid and then 6 months later that's something stupid that you wrote can do something then? You know, it's like what they say, honor the thought kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I write this stuff down, but
You
I'm
don't
not
stop.
gonna go all day.
Sure.
Every place I go, but I do. I get to that point. Like I already feel myself getting into it because I'm already ramping myself up this week to go hit as many mics as I can.
You just got done with your fucking.
Yeah,
You're
so-
right at high. You're only as good as your last set.
Well, my thought is,
but keep. Doing
I'm
it.
gonna need a bomb because I need to humble myself. I'm a firm believer. Sometimes
Well,
you got to
that-
bomb to really
well, that's
bring
coming.
yourself back to,
Well, that's
to
common,
reality.
yeah. And to learn.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like I like to bomb. I mean, I don't like to bomb, but I like to learn because I'm gonna take something from every experience. If I do well, if I bomb, everything. There's gonna be something.
It's usually like when I say bomb, it's usually because it's a very small crowd and they were not wanting. They're there to see one or two people, and that's fine with me. I need that to bring me back because I watched Kyle Fields and Reggie and them. They walk into a room with 2 or 3 people. They give them 110%, and they make these people laugh the whole time. They were grabbing their guts, laughing, and that's if I'm not able to do that. Then I need to bomb and I need to check myself because I'm riding too high if I think
Right.
you know just
Yeah.
so I'm a firm believer in that, but you got to have confidence, you know.
Yeah, you have to have confidence. And there are, and I'm not to make excuses, but there are times where the people, it's just not going to be your niche, you know. It's,
yeah.
I mean, do they know such thing as a bad crowd? I don't know, whatever. There's going to be times where there's some shitty fucking scenarios and some shitty, you know, like, but nonetheless, that's on me to figure out, to acclimate and to entertain.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal, is to entertain. You know, I see guys get up there and they want to do the Bill Hicks thing or the like blah blah blah. I'm like, but do you want to come back? I don't know.
What do you mean the Bill Hicks thing? Like
the
like the George Carlin kind of calling out political satire,
social
shit?
commentary. I'm just gonna be something. I'm a fucking poet. I'm a fucking poet. Just screaming at the audience and stuff. You know, and it's just fine. But that's just.
Yeah, but
Some people fall into that thinking they need to like be this like mad contrarian all the time. Like, but at the end of the day, entertaining is the goal.
In all honesty, I would love to be able to get to a point where I could just do rants on what I'm thinking about.
Of course, and that's the goal.
I would love to be able
to
go in and be like, I'm thinking of this, and I would love to be able to
the
rant.
goal, right?
So I respect Quentin a lot because he does that a lot. He'll go in there and he rants. He has stuff prepared, but he still
Max does a good job of that too.
You know,
as far as like
Price.
Yeah, he does. He does a pretty good job with like I could tell like he's working and he's adding stuff in it and everything. I'm like he does a pretty. I've learned a lot by just kind of watching Max.
I don't really know much about Max. I've tried to get him on a few times. We've talked. He said he was going to come on. He said his car was messed up, and that was months ago. But
hey man,
Nick Lacer was talking about.
I don't know him. He's the backdoor guy.
Yeah, he's the one that runs that, and he did a joke. He was talking about the vaccine. He got a second vaccine, and I forget what he said. He was talking about it, and I gave him the one where it's like, yeah, your first shot gave you 2 inches on your pecker, but the second shot took 3 away from you.
I'm doing that whole thing with my dad's dick. I got my dad's dick and everything. I'm like, it's like when an airplane crashes, just those evacuation slides come flopping out. You know, it's like I'm walking around with a wiffle ball bat in my pants.
Are you?
Yeah.
Big thicky like that, huh?
Well, I started to go with the small dick jokes. I'm like, let's own it.
I do, especially at the black clubs. Like, I come up, especially at the Word Up, usually because their fucking mic stand is so tight. I usually pull it. It's like, I'm not used to it being so tight for me. And it usually kills.
Yeah. That's why my Bernie Mac. Yeah.
I do the
come up there nerdy and like, whoa, he's looking skinny. Oh, hey, his mother, I test too. I ain't skinny, old motherfucker.
You should watch some Bernie Mac and actually get a solid impression fully down.
I'm trying to. I'm not committed.
Just watch a night of Bernie Mac show.
Let me think. The Bernie Mac show.
And stop doing just the noises and just work on the voice. If you already got the sound, now just put it all together.
All righty. I think I can do that. I'm gonna watch Bad Santa tonight. That'll be a good one.
He's not in that too much. I would go with
All right.
more.
All right, then I'll go with what is that one with Brad Pitt and all those guys where they heist movie where
Ocean's 11.
yeah, he's in that.
My God.
I'm
Bernie
a front.
Mac.
Good Lord, have mercy. Miss Parker.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one of Bernie's main roles. What did he have?
On Friday, he was pretty big in that. Well, he had that little bit
A
part.
small part.
Life.
Oh yeah, like Jangle. I mean, my old lady just watched that the other
I'm
day.
not baby daddy boss.
Got hands soft like a lady. Jangling.
Because I got the Aaron Neville impression. I don't know much, but I can't really. I got that one. I really got to get. I know I love you. It's fucking. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I don't know. I don't know why I know Aaron Neville. That's more the impression of his mole he has on his face than him.
Yeah, maybe you should do an impression of a white guy or an Arabian. You know who really be taking over YouTube comedy on YouTube?
Are you saying I'm blackfacing too much here, or like doing too many black?
No, you should mix it up so it's not just black. So
like Sean Connery, yeah.
I mean, that one's kind of burnt, but there's it's been done a lot.
All
It's
right,
our
give me a little-
generation.
Give me a little. Let me go. I could sing Crash Test Dummies. Once there was this boy who.
Who the fuck knows about the crash dummies in a college crowd? That's what your demographics are. College-age students that don't have to work on Friday or don't care about work on Friday. I'm trying to think. That's who I'm saying. Who the fuck is there today that's popular?
John, like with what? Like low? Like, what do you mean?
With the you could
Like
impersonate
Johnny
voice.
Cash or something like that?
No, someone today that's popular.
Well, Johnny Cash is popular. He's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, but
I know you're saying.
you're picking like the most cliche. Everyone's done it.
Okay,
I'm talking about
okay,
somebody
okay.
today
All right.
that you
someone very obscure, something obscure like that.
Not Biden. Everyone's doing that.
I wouldn't even know how to do Biden.
Just mumble up a bunch of words.
Huh.
Act like you got dementia. Like,
I always forget that. Yeah.
what else? Who else is on the TV a lot? Tucker Carlson, I think, is a hated one.
I haven't been watching TV much. Alex Jones. Black helicopters coming in here. We're gonna.
Alex Jones could be one.
We're gonna come in here. Some.
And then, I mean, I don't even know. I don't watch enough TV either to really to know who's the cool, popular. I don't know. It used to be Arnold. It used to be everyone
get to the chopper. That line. Yeah. I don't know. There's more of them. I can't.
Someone that you see that you like. That's funny. That's stuff that you watch.
Or
But
no,
that
someone.
people know.
I like what someone said. Like Norm Macdonald said about and when you're doing an impression, like he was talking about when Alec Baldwin was doing Trump's impression. He's like I didn't like it because you can tell Alec Baldwin does not like Trump at all. And if you're gonna do an impression, you have to find a way to kind of like the person or see things from their eyes to really get that essence.
You should feel like you're punching up instead of punching down.
You should. If you have disdain for a person,
it's a big issue with a lot of these comedians today that are like they're so far-sighted on one side. It's like comedians are supposed to be the guys that go after the man, that make fun of the man, as far as the both political groups. Just look at George Carlin. He didn't hold back on either side. He let them both have it.
Right.
And now he's got these guys.
Like the South Park mentality.
Yeah, you've got guys that come on and strictly are just like, it's basically they're cucks for the Dems or they're cucks for the Republicans, just trying to fucking basically be fanboys of them and promote them, and like we're gonna, like, a comedy show is a good place to talk about that stupid shit when it comes down. If you're not making a real joke, if you're just basically bashing the other side, which I seen just the other night,
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah,
it's just like
it's easy.
It's
like it's pandering.
Yeah, that's why I do, like, when I do the DC, I was at DC and I learned that they stopped using the word criminal. They replaced it with Democrat and Republican.
Yeah.
You got to hit both of them. You can't be biased. You got to be able to joke both sides because especially when it comes to politics, you're cutting yourself off of so much good material.
When I come down, like talk about like the alt-right, in my area, but then also I also will talk about how the people who will bitch about why you shouldn't shop at Walmart. Which is kind of the opposite. So, that's me. I'm the liberal guy who, they don't give health insurance to their employees. Like I don't know how capitalism works. They waterboard those pigs before they slaughter them. Before that they're trying to put church into Walmart, right? You know that, right?
It's like church. My grandma tried that shit a long time ago.
Walmart's like Walmart. We know it's a huge monster rapist, just like Harvey Weinstein. But we want to watch Pulp Fiction again sometime.
Yeah, but Amazon's kicking their ass.
True, but I still want to watch Pulp Fiction again. And every favorite movie of mine has Weinstein Productions at the beginning of it.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, I guess nothing. The movie's nothing wrong with the movie. I guess it's just the guy that produced the movie. He's kind of a bad person.
Yeah, he's a bad person, and he's in jail.
I don't think he is. I think he's walking around.
I mean, he might be like crutching around.
But yeah. But I don't think he's incarcerated. I don't think Shrek's. I think he's got like gout. Definitely, there's something.
No, I think he's in prison and he's waiting trial for his California charges.
I think it was someone talking like, he just walked. He went to a comedy show like in New York or something. Was talking about that, or I'm not really sure.
I have to look at that one. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the people, cancel culture is going to do what it's going to do, but they're a joke. I mean, these people that go out, certain people that say some stupid shit, I don't consider that cancel culture. That's your own fucking fault. You have to, if you're going to say it, you have to be responsible and take the repercussions. 100%.
Yeah, Mark. I love what Mark Maron says. He's like, you can say whatever you want to say. Just be prepared to accept what happens after you say it. Because once you say something, how it's perceived, it's out of your hands by that point. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, they, but I'm talking about these people that literally go to a comedy show to watch a comedian that they don't like and try to find and film them working out some material. Those kind of people, they just need to die. Like they're the stain on this earth. They're a problem. Those are the ones that are trying to talk to you and tell you how bad slavery was. And then you mention to them there's more slaves today than there's ever been in recorded history. And then they just look at you like you're stupid. It's like, why aren't you talking about that? If you care so much about slavery, why aren't you doing that? You need to sell that phone. You need to get rid of them fucking clothes because all that's slave labor, bitch.
They're like it's like a film critic. A film critic always has a failed screenplay in their drawer.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Kind of one of those things, yeah.
Like exactly. That's how I feel about these people that are like that are really like they are going hard after Joe Rogan. He said this woke, like what is it? Straight white men won't be able to leave their houses, and these people on the internet lost their minds over it. It's like, oh my god. But they're not talking about
like it's the gospel.
Yeah, but they're not talking any about their side. AOC funneling millions of campaign funds to her boyfriends or husband's company.
Oh no, that was just me. No, that's just logic. Why would we want to hear about some of that? It's all hypocrisy. Everyone's got blood on their hands, and it's weird when you like
blood on their hands and magnets sticking to their arms.
Dude, I swear to God, my girlfriend made me do that just last night. And I'm like, what did you just do? Why is there a magnet stuck to my arm right now?
Did it work?
Yeah. I wish it didn't. I wish I could. I'm upset about it.
You got vaccine?
No, not yet. I'm a piece of shit. I know. I don't care.
No, well, the
I know. Yeah, I know. That's what also was like, huh?
Do you have birth control?
That's
what it is. It's not. I don't think it's a vaccine because I haven't seen it with a guy yet. It's only chicks, and it's chicks' birth control thing that they put the insert.
But it was just be like right there in my arm. And I was like, I'll show you in the car. I was like, it's like, what the fuck? Why did you show? What did you do to me? I'm Magneto now.
Yeah, I called out the people that were talking about vaccine passports, like these people that are like, you can be denied service if you didn't get your vaccine, and we're going to make people have vaccine passports. And I was like, that's fine, but what if the business owners that don't want to get a vaccine deny service to the people that have gotten the vaccine? Are you guys going to throw a fit then? Because I know more people that don't want the vaccine than I do that do want it. I don't care either way. personally, it's no one's business if I got it or not. It's not no one on you there
It's
or there or
the
anywhere.
medical, yeah. It's the weird, like the lack of privacy with certain like medical and like that's almost out the door now. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, no one. I might have been vaxxed. I might have not. It's no one's business.
Yeah. Well, it's like I like what Hamilton Morris was explaining with drug tests. He's like, people are like, well, I take drug tests for my work. Well, you shouldn't have to either. That's the biggest invasion of privacy of all invasions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was like, in fact that you condone it just because you have to. That's not. No, it's you shouldn't have to either. I hate when people deflect like that. Yeah, this isn't right either, and yeah, that's not right either. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. We could talk about that too.
Oh yeah,
but quit deflecting.
These kids at work when they were talking about Fauci and shit, Dr. Fauci, and I was like, it's just hard to trust him because he's been caught in quite a few lies now. And they're like, no, it hasn't. What are you talking about? I was like, what about the mask thing? That's the first and easiest one. He lied to us and said we didn't need masks. Then he said we did, and he said he lied. He admitted to lying to keep them for the healthcare workers, and then he lied about gain of function research, all different kinds of shit. It's like, so it's hard to trust him. Well, no, that was because of the president we had then. And it's like, okay, I'm not even going to argue with you because you obviously don't live in reality.
Well,
the man has obviously any kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? No.
Credibility?
Yes, he has no fucking, no, it's like, you're not going to, he didn't stand up for him. He's going to sit there and let Trump make him lie. You have no backbone. You have no...
Yeah,
you have no leg to stand on. You have no trust now. You've burned it.
I can't even try to defend him all. It's just like it just seems like with the information just being released so frequently and changing it, and then at the same time changing so frequently, constantly. It's just like maybe one thing was right that he said, and maybe something that was wrong.
My biggest question is,
wrong, but I don't know anymore.
Is a year before COVID started, they were running simulations on a COVID fucking virus being outbreak. Literally a simulation on what would happen and what would need to be done. It was called Agenda 201 or some shit like that. It was ran at the Johns Hopkins College. It was ran by the Gates Foundation and the NHIS and all that. And these doctors, they all came together and they ran this whole simulation on what would happen. They made fake news, like actual videos. It was a simulation, all right? Why were they still so unprepared? They ran a whole simulation on exactly and instead of it coming from a bat, it came from a pig. That was the only difference in this simulation. It was a coronavirus that came from a pig instead of a bat. And that was the whole and this was a year before there was even a mention of COVID. Why were they so unprepared?
That's like, yeah, like with Libya and stuff like that. Like these we are always prepared for what we need to do, but we're never prepared for what we need to do afterwards. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, one thing we learn from history is we don't learn from history.
We're bound to, what is it? Mark Twain doesn't repeat, it rhymes.
Something like that, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's just getting worse and worse. The people are just like, it's
with the way that everyone. Remember, like back in the day, I knew your beliefs by what was on your bumper sticker. Now, social media, that's what it is. It's everyone's digital bumper sticker. And I had to know that my Aunt Joanna out in Pennsylvania, for some reason, doesn't think gay people need to get married. I shouldn't have to know that.
Yeah. And people like that shouldn't be alive nowadays. But anyways.
I mean, I'm not, she is that, but not to defend, but she is of that era. She's like an 85, 86-year-old.
Yeah, it's her time to go anyway.
Right, traditional Catholic, you know. I mean, we're going to have ways that they're going to.
She's fine with raping little boy, gay raping.
Yeah, it sucks. I know. But we're going to have some weird ways that they're going to like, dude, y'all need to get the fuck on and die.
Yeah. I was just watching.
That's how we evolved. The generation before has to die off.
Michael, that Japanese dude, the Michael Kao, the theoretical physicist, I think he is. But he said that we'll eventually get to a point on aging to where we can stop aging at 30. He said 30 is about the best because you're now ready to learn and you learned enough. And you're still in that, because without the new generation, we won't have progression. Look at what we have right now in our government. It's a stalemate. Nothing gets done. The only things that do get done is to benefit themselves.
And if it does, it's done by it's progress by inches.
Yeah. They don't.
You
And
never
look
see-
at who's in office. These people
You
can
never see
barely
results for
stand.
you never see results for another 10, 15
Yeah.
years and stuff.
Janet Yellen or Mellon, whatever the fucking bitch's name. You got Biden. You got all these old fucking dust bags. Bitches that haven't been able to use a pussy or cock in the past 20 years.
How is there not an age limit on when, like, all right, hey,
There
dude,
should be term limits on fucking...
well, I'm just saying, you're 75, buddy. I think, but can we make maybe 35 to 65? Maybe, there needs to be some sort of window where, like, an 85-year-old man should not be running.
Yeah.
Not for that job.
Yeah, but that's what
Maybe
fills
he could
our
be the
fucking-
hotel. Maybe he could be like the elevator guy that pushed the buttons. That's,
And the unelected officials that actually really kind of run everything are the ones that have no term limits and that are 80 years old. They're racist, old, homophobic, closet fags. I said it because that's what they are.
closets.
They're these old fucking. It's like how you always caught these gay-hating Republicans, and then you catch them in the bathroom stall at an airport
Well, what is
fucking
it?
a dude.
What is it? There's more politicians that have had sex offense. Have had sex offenses in bathrooms than actual gays or trans.
Yeah. There's more. You're more likely to have your kid fingered by a politician than you are an actual trans. And the bathroom thing, that's such a big joke.
Which part?
How they threw such a big fit about the bathroom with the trans. It's like, just use your bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Families used to use the bathroom together. There used to be public, and you sat in a room.
Do you remember a trough?
Yeah,
You're pissing in a trough when you're like 7, so you're like face level to two strange dudes, just longs, just fucking wabbing, just. I mean,
And you only hope that you were that big when you got on there.
yeah. And I always hope that he would quit resting it on my shoulder too.
But yeah, there used to be these big square buildings, and they would just be stones, and they'd fucking have hay sitting on the stones, and male and female would just go in there and shit, and it wasn't such a private thing back then.
Well, yeah, it couldn't be. Yeah, I mean, it was just how death wasn't that big of But how would they do in Asia? Where they have to squat in the holes and shit. There's countries where they're just shitting in the streets though. That's good old days right there. That's making America great again right there.
Yeah.
Let me shit in the street.
It was never our.
No,
we weren't. I mean, New York's pretty fucking gross.
I heard LA's got since the homeless
LA,
thing, that's gotten off the chain with that stuff.
Seattle, anywhere you go in Portland, Seattle.
Yeah,
from what I've heard, which I really like Seattle. It's a shame.
My living room.
Yeah, there's just too much fucking. These politicians don't do enough, and that's what's the quote? The quote is, people are taking their comedians more serious. No, people are taking their comedians serious and their politicians as a joke.
Well,
Will Rogers, I believe it was.
I think I have that written down in a book somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense because I mean, comedians we're the commentators. We're the people who are aware. We are watching, and we're going to point out the fallacies and everything.
Yeah,
we're the truth tellers.
I think the craziest thing with the whole
tellers.
situation is with the Kamala Harris bitch. With me is the same people that are screaming defund the police are telling you to vote for Kamala Harris and Biden. Kamala Harris was a dirty cop. She was a dirty cop.
100%.
Period.
100%. Was she in California with that mass population?
What about defunding her? She smoked weed too. Why didn't Biden fire her? He fired all the other staffers. She should be fired too. How many drugs has he done with his son? I guarantee you he been passing that fucking meth and crack pipe around with old Hunter.
How do you think he won though? He couldn't have won without her. He had to have that black woman.
Yeah.
Not saying she's not qualified. Not saying she isn't.
I give him about a year and a half.
I'm not saying she isn't or is qualified. I don't know enough. I just know like when he picked her, I'm like,
yeah, she's qualified. She's a dirty cop. She's a crook, just like the rest of our presidents have been.
You know why he picked her? Like this is my golden ticket. I have to have a woman, and I have to have a code. I have to have a racial, different ethnic of a woman.
Yeah. It didn't matter this year. It didn't matter about about your.
It was their percent like Palin, what they attempted to do with Palin, but obviously that blew up in their face.
They didn't matter. Even if Kamala was never done politics, had no experience whatsoever, he just went and picked her off the street.
Right.
That's what
Right.
he would have. That's what they would have done
Sure.
if that's what they had to do.
Right.
They said it. They were like, they will not pick anyone but a colored woman or an Asian man.
Right. He could have went.
And they left out Andrew Yang, but he was probably the most
Yeah.
perfect choice for president out of all the choices we had. But they were all shit.
Yeah.
Andrew was the only one that had made any logical sense and had actual
He's one of these
numbers
guys.
and
He's
evidence.
one of these guys. Like 20 years from now, we're like, yep.
Oh, they're trying to cancel him so hard right now because he's running for.
Well, isn't it weird though?
He's running for governor of New York.
What's weird is how crazy he was. He sounded with universal income, but all of a sudden, when the quarantine goes down, guess what happened? You know, all right, here's how you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you guys figured that out quick, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but they still lied about that.
It's always lies. It's always
said they were going to give us this much,
Yeah.
and now I'm sure you're benefiting from it. But this new money that they're handing out to parents, it's like, dude, they got a stack.
I haven't gotten one of my stimmy checks yet.
Yeah, really?
There should be here the next 6 to 8 weeks or so. But yeah,
Yeah, they're giving parents that every kid gets an extra gets $1,000, and it's like. You gave them motherfuckers $2,000 per kid already, it seemed like, with the first stimulus. What about us people that were responsible and wore fucking condoms?
Well, how much unaccountable money? That's what I'm curious about. Like with the CARES Act, the Safe Care Act, or whatever. Like going to small business owners, and like there's so much billions of unaccountable money that they have no clue.
$5 trillion.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So, I knew it was a lot.
Yeah, $5 trillion is what they
5
basically.
trillion, 5 billion. My mind's
They
the same.
gave to the corporate. They gave to Wall Street. They basically did that. The states that got relief fund that were supposed to help out people with their shit from they haven't even been able to hand any of the money. They haven't handed really any of the money out. I got state of Missouri right now trying to steal $14,000 from me because of a mistake they made on their unemployment fucking paperwork. I filled it all out right. Never quit a job. I got laid off from one, and they tried to say that I quit. And I was like, no. And so I get that all. I was like, well, fuck it. Let's call the owner of that company up right now to verify that he had laid me off.
For sure.
And then they hit me with the deputy says you filed the claim too late. No, you made this mistake now. And I was on the phone with the magistrate.
Well,
you guys are being crooked. You're fucking with the wrong dude.
Well, here's the process.
$14,000 people die over that shit.
You can go over. Here's the protocol and procedure that you can file your grievances towards that aren't going to fucking solve anything. Whatever, if you want to file complaints.
No, this is their way of stealing and filling up their pensions.
Oh, for sure,
to fill up their pensions before they fucking get out. There's 31 fucking attorneys right now looking at jail time for racketeering for family courts. Man. You think they ain't doing it in the fucking unemployment courts?
No, of course they are.
They are fucking
every
they
facet.
are $14,000.
That's
I promise you will see me on the fucking news if they try to take any money from me.